We are nothing sacred. We are nothing sacred. We are nothing sacred.
With Maxwell Silverhammer.
We are nothing sacred. With cruise control. We are nothing sacred.
Oh,
Hey.
yeah, bitches.
Anyway, what's going on,
We
folks?
were thinking the same thing earlier.
Yeah, everybody had the same thought.
This is the Nothing Sacred think rap, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I am Cruise Control.
I'm Maxwell Silverhammer.
And I'm Louie Loke.
Koala is not with us tonight, but we hope she can be back with us soon. But we're still rolling the three amigos, three musketeers. We all like musk, so we're like, maybe we all smell like shit. Maybe we all smell like musk.
I don't smell like musk.
Not me.
I wore musk. It's my perfume. I wear my.
Oh, that's your favorite cologne?
It's not cologne either. It's perfume. No, it's called musk.
Oh.
I grab a skunk and just squeeze his butt and sprays all over me.
What are you, Stevie or something?
No, but I have stories. I've got some stories about from tales from the theater. From the theater kids. That's why. That's my name of it. It's Tales from the Theater Kids.
Let's jump into it. From the theater kids. All right, let's hear it. What you got?
So there's just so many. You guys know the whole story about from that last. Did I tell you about the story about when the guys were sitting around, like there were like 7 or 8 of us sitting around, and they started talking about how dudes showing their dicks?
Oh yeah.
Oh
Okay.
Yeah, I do remember
so
that.
that's okay. So I want to make sure that's kind of like this kind of the mentality of like the weirdness that goes along with this stuff. It's like the virtue signaling of, hey, we're sitting in front of girls and we're dudes saying we'd like to watch other guys.
We don't mind watching a dick.
Schlongs, which is fucking complete bullshit. Absolute utter fucking straight man bullshit, dude. If you're straight and you don't like looking at dicks, it's just
You're not interested in that. Yeah,
doesn't matter. And whatever. The whole we knew guys the whole thing about this. So just that whole mentality, and now we're doing so each there's each new metamorphosis to the group, so now we're doing meditation at the beginning of the group.
Oh boy,
like we're taking a moment to center ourselves, which I don't mind, but it's like there's always another layer.
You ever seen that boy? Is
this your
Boy Meets World?
Is this your group? Is this your group?
No.
Okay.
Me?
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, because I'm like, you should be able to take control of that. But okay.
Hey, you ever seen that? No. You ever seen that Boy Meets World where Sean does that?
No. No.
He's like, I need to be centered.
Jesus.
Yeah. And it's kind of like that, like where he says, like, let everything go, the problems of the day, and it's like, but it's like, because we already do stuff where we each have two, where we check in and we check out every day, and we checking in is all about how we're feeling.
How are you feeling, Tinkle Daddy?
Like we get 2 words, and like I said, I want to preface this, as everyone knows, I am kind of like poking fun in a lot of ways, but I also want to let you know that these are really good people in terms of, like I said, I enjoy being around them in terms of the improv stuff. And they don't, like I said, they're not like complete assholes. It's not about that. It's just the interesting thing that I've been seeing with these people, and just the way they interact with the world has got me thinking, because I don't. So anyway, there's a couple things. So first of all, we have.
What do you? I mean, sorry, but what do you feel about meditation? Like that kind of thing?
I don't mind it. I don't mind actually centering myself. Like the practice isn't what I'm actually joking about. It's not the practice. Okay, because the idea is cool. Like kind of taking a moment, stretching, and stretching before, kind of relaxing. It actually makes sense. But it's just like it's like a new thing every time. So our rehearsals, it's like we got to start to warm up. We do warm ups,
right?
But now we do check in and warm ups. Now we do check-in meditation and warm-ups.
Oh boy!
Yeah.
And we also added green light, red light, and yellow light for like if we wanted criticism. Like I'm not in the mood for criticism today, so
now we're getting too woke.
Like I said,
I agree, man. I mean, that's kind of why you're there, is to learn, right?
But it's also for me, it's like first of all, we don't give each other criticism, because I guarantee you, even if they say green light, a lot of the people would be like, And quite frankly, I don't really give a shit about that much anyway. I mean, we'll say things, like general comments, and I know how to deal with these people. I'm doing, since I run another group myself, I know how to like comment without commenting negatively. You know, I'm
I mean,
pretty
Right.
yeah.
These guys are all comics, right?
Well, they're all improvisers, but it's a safe space,
Okay.
and you know, and it's very, very, like I said, like they had that whole conversation about
Oh
Zeffy's new
boy.
name, and then but that was when it was Stevie, and now it's Zeffy, and
That's
Yeah,
almost kind of
yeah.
weird for improv, though, because an improver,
it's
I think,
theater,
would be a
dude.
free spirit, but this is almost like really
Well,
controlled
well,
and fucking.
here's the thing, though, like it gets even more like boundary breaking, and that's the thing. Boundaries. It's almost like people think boundaries are negatives. Like you should be always be emotional. Let yourself be emotional. Well, a couple of weeks ago, there are actually some funny stories.
Oh
You guys are
boy.
gonna love this. So
Okay.
a couple of weeks ago, first of all, we're on the we have like a chat that we use, you know, to
Only in Oregon, I guess, man.
yeah, oh yeah. Oh, no.
I don't remember this any of this shit
It's
over
not
here.
just Oregon. It's Oregon. It's Oregon theater. It's Oregon
Oh,
Fest. It's Oregon Arts, which is
Oregon
So,
like
arts.
so
double, quadruple, fucking twice as fucking let me
Annoying.
touchy feels. No
quick,
goddamn.
quick funny
Yeah,
story about the reason why I pronounce it Oregon is because Al Pacino in Scent of a Woman pronounces it Oregon, and
yeah,
Oh,
Oregon.
I can't get it out of my head that way, so I'd say Oregon all the time.
speaking of old movies, just a little sidebar, but I watched My Cousin Vinny the other night.
Oh heck yeah, bro!
I was just like, you know what? I got to see that because I was joking with somebody about something. But anyway, I'll continue,
And
man.
yeah,
So,
and it's still better than 98% of the shit that comes out today.
yeah,
Yep.
no kidding.
Yeah, of
Yep,
course.
yep.
Yeah, even if
So,
it's cheesy, it's still better than. But anyway, so so we're on this chat that we use, and one of the people in there goes, "Hey," because I think I mentioned the whole talking about the Ritalin. I mean, not Ritalin, but
Ritalin,
Adderall. How
Adderall.
like the doctor
Yeah.
who's like, yeah, my doctor he saw me. He said, "Yep, I can tell you've got ADHD because I do too. So I'm gonna get you some Adderall." Wow, it's helping me, right? I think I
Oh,
mentioned
that
that, right?
guy. I do
Yeah.
remember you talking about him. Yeah, yeah.
Somebody else goes in there and goes, "Yeah, well, I'm starting on my Adderall today." And the guy responds and says, "Congrats.
Congrats, huh?
Congrats.
Yeah.
That's been
Great.
helping me out for weeks." And it's like, yeah, congrats, bro.
I've just started
Like,
using meth
I
today.
just started using a new, and everyone's and of course they come in and now they're all chatty and I can just tell the difference. Like, because I'm someone who knows, like when someone's like on that kind of stuff, I can kind of
Yeah,
tell, especially when like if they tell me like they're using it, I can pick up on the cues.
right. You're
You
like,
know,
oh, I
like,
wonder why
oh,
you were
like
acting like
just
that.
just like
Kind
you're
of,
saying more and like it being more assertive, and I'll get up and do this, and oh, did I want to play again? It's like, oh,
right.
yeah. Which is, I guess, whatever, but it's
So
definitely not like
you kind of anti-med in a sense.
I'm anti meds where people think that it's actually helping them solve their problems. Because
Okay.
a lot of times it doesn't. A lot of times it's a band-aid for their
Well,
problems.
especially like psych meds. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Like, like, oh, yeah, I'm on Adderall and I can focus more now. No shit. I wrote for 7 hours straight, bro. I understand what you're. Give me a fucking break. But when you're not on that, you can't focus. And what's the reason? The reason why is because you're doing whatever. There's a lot of reasons behind it. But a lot of these people, like I said, they want instant solutions. Oh, I'm feeling down. So why am I feeling bad? I need somebody to stop me from feeling bad. So I'm going to take this shit. And they're all on this shit. And they're like, well, that didn't work. It didn't make me feel better. I'm like, yeah, because it's
but
more than just what you're. It's more than just. It's a mindset. You know.
yeah, yeah,
It's more than
absolutely.
just your fucking you have to actually like, oh, well, I'm bored. Well, now I'm not bored anymore. Yeah, you're fucking jacked out, dude. You can fucking stare at a wall and watch a bug fucking shit on itself for 8 hours. You're fucking happy. No, that's why people do that shit, man. A lot of
Yeah.
times. I know personally. So,
So I used to be completely anti-med,
yeah.
until I got into the field a little bit. And the only thing that I can say is that, meds plus therapy kind of works better than anything else. Meds
I
meds by
mean,
themselves, like you said, meds by themselves is kind of like putting a band-aid on the problem.
right,
And therapy by itself may not even work just because let's just say for depression, for the sake of depression, if you're so depressed that you can't even barely roll out of bed, how you gonna go to a counseling session, or how you even gonna give a shit what the counselor's saying? You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah,
right.
but when you go, yeah, they told me I'm going to be taking this for the rest of my life. 90% of these people take no. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Those to me those are extreme cases. Those are
Sure.
Those aren't the cases that are actually, that's 90, when they go, oh yeah, well, I've got it. And what do you have to, my last doctor said I had to go through all this process where they looked at my health history. And I'm like, this new doctor just looked at me and 10 minutes later goes, yeah, I can
Yeah,
tell. Like, give me a
yeah.
fucking
So
break, dude. That
no,
happens
no, it's
constantly.
true. No, it does happen
Yeah.
constantly. I think
People are
I
over,
don't
yeah,
And
they're
they're
know.
over
all on it.
medicated.
Like literally, there were 4 or 5
Yeah,
people in my improv group
everybody's
on
on it.
it.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
ridiculous. That's like saying that's like Megan Fox having 3 trans kids. It ain't happening, kids. The probability of these people needing that medication, that many people, is insane. If it is,
Yeah. Yeah.
but they're
No,
all
you're
on it
right.
for
yeah.
the same reasons. I can't focus. I don't feel happy all the time. No shit. You're
Uh-huh.
a human, homie.
Right,
Right. It's part of
right,
life.
Good Christ. Learn how to control your goddamn impulses too. Oh man, I'm bored. Yeah, do something interesting.
right.
Yeah, exactly. It's on you, man.
Fucking Jesus, man.
It's like, well,
Yeah.
that's it though. That
No,
this takes the
I hear you on that one.
responsibility off them. You know what I'm saying? Where, oh, it's not my fault. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're bored because you can't think of something to do or whatever.
And then they're all congrats, like yeah, like
Yeah, that's great, man. You're on
first
drugs
of all,
like
it's
me.
none of your goddamn business. I don't give a shit what drugs you're on because now that
No.
I know that you're on them, I'm gonna be paying attention to it and go, yeah, I can
Yeah,
tell. You know what I'm saying? And that's the
yeah.
whole kind of gist of my conversation with these people is this person, these boundaries. Like, so this gets even more crazy. All right.
Right?
So we're sitting around talking about vulnerability in scenes. And just for an improv person, I believe a lot of times improv scenes suck because people don't want to be vulnerable. They don't want to cry in a scene. They don't want to be like the guy who gets his ass kicked. They want to be, they want to be the cool guy in the scene. So nothing ever happens in a fucking scene. So it's 2 people just like,
So it's boring. It's talking
yeah.
heads then, right?
John, did you go out with her last night? I don't know. What? Fuck yeah, you did, or whatever. Do something, or you know what I'm talking about, or oh, look at that, Oh, hey, John. Hey, Mike. Yeah, your wife died. Yeah, it's terrible. Oh, look, a dog on the beach. Yeah, the dog's jumping around. No, your wife just fucking died, homie.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm
Like,
saying?
make it
Like,
real.
so I get where they're coming from, trying to be
So
more
so
vulnerable.
so
In a scene.
is your improv thing? Is it almost like whose line is it anyway? But not, you know,
It's whose
you see.
line. It's well, I've got a couple of groups. The Kooks, the short order Kooks. That's whose line. That's straight up short form improv. The group that I'm in, that I'm talking about, is a long form kind of short form. We call it mid form because we do short form. This is a whole long form show, but we do a lot more long form. And long form is more scene work where you don't have game gimmicks like whose line's gimmick, like the alphabet game where every game has to start with a letter. Long form is like, hey, your word is sponge, and then you start mopping the floor, and someone goes, hey, Jonathan, and you start doing a scene about a sponge, and then
Yeah.
whatever, or how.
Right. Or it's,
And
it's
so
like a whole play.
I've been seeing the like whose line is it anyway? Like they have reels on Facebook about it,
Oh yeah.
and they're not afraid to hurt each other's feelings. And
Well, that's
stuff.
it. That's the point.
Well, that's
improv.
that's short form. That's short form.
Yeah.
And our group, like I said, our group is a bunch of theater kids who actually, one of them said, Zelensky's a hero. I'm just like, wow, bro.
Oh boy.
Just that kind, just complete. Like today, they had every single time they make it. Like today, there was a Trump joke. Someone made a derogatory joke, and somebody act like they were barfing. Just that it's all so that's constant, which is just what it is. Like I said, it's Oregon theater.
Just sounds too restrictive, man. From what But anyway, go ahead.
But anyways, so someone's in the group, and they're and then we were having this thing about vulnerability. So everybody's talking about their fears, and they just start talking, and he goes, yeah, it's Adderall guy, and so he goes, yeah. I just want to let you all know, like sometimes I feel like I can't be vulnerable. Like when I was a child, I was sexually abused.
Oh, Jesus.
And
Christ.
and okay, so I'm sitting there going, oh fuck, man, like god damn it. And everyone's like, okay, and of course everybody else in the group is doing the
Oh, you're such a
I mean, I'm just
fighter.
like, dude, there's things that are just, like first of all, it's not, and so it's like so when I get to it's like just kind of like part of it's like just like a lack of ability to like keep things to yourself or like to have
Yeah.
boundaries for some person, but also part of it's the need to go, like,
Well,
shut
and
the
that
fuck
shit
up, man.
makes
I
other
don't need to
people
know this
uncomfortable
shit.
around you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but of course, throughout the whole rest of the workshop, just want to, like at the end, because at the end we do a gratitude thing where we say what we're grateful for or what we appreciated during the group. And of course, I just want to let you know I appreciated him, blah blah blah, for saying, for being honest and being able to share that with all of us. And I'm like,
Oh,
I
God.
didn't ask for that to be shared with me, and I
Right.
don't. you don't like and then because but see, if I say I don't want that to be shared with me, guess who's the asshole is? It's not the guy who
Of
says something
course.
to you that's personally revealing and makes you feel uncomfortable. Because what if I had an issue with that? What if I personally had something happen to me
Yeah,
and
what
I
if
didn't
it
want
brought
that
up
brought
old
up?
memories and triggered you or something?
Triggered me, like, but
Yeah.
no, it's like, man, it's just indicative of like just something off.
Oh,
What do you think, Lou? I was gonna bring because I was thinking about it all week. Like, I wonder what Lou thinks about this because boundaries and just the idea of because I feel like I
Yeah,
can't,
I mean, like this, the social sharing thing is kind of whack. Like
I think it's really
people,
whack.
yeah,
people need to stop doing it so much. Like
I,
yeah.
But then again, I'm kind of a closed off guy myself. Like I don't talk to people about nothing that I'm going through. Like,
shouldn't have to.
Well, I've
It's
gotten
well,
emotional in front of the group about improv. Like a
yeah.
couple times last year. I go, yeah,
about
since I've
improv. That's it. It's
since I've
But
improv.
joined
even,
you,
but even, but even
yeah,
like when I go to church and people are like, "Yeah, does anybody need anything to pray about?"
yeah,
I might actually need something to pray about. But I'm like,
But you
I'll
ain't gonna
pray
say
about
it.
it on my own. I'll
yeah.
pray about my own time. I'm gonna just
And
like keep quiet and do that.
like there was a couple
You
months
know?
ago, and and I don't think there's anything wrong with sharing like emotional like moments. Like a couple months
Yeah.
ago, like I was like, we had this great show, and I'm like, it's December 11th or something like that. It was like 18 months exactly, or right around that time after I stopped drinking, and that's when I joined the
Oh,
group.
okay.
Oh,
So I
okay.
was like, so hey, I haven't drank since I joined this group, and yeah, and I just want to let you know that I
Now that
it's
I've
just
joined
feel
the
like
group, I
I
want to drink again.
well,
No.
no, no, I don't. I
No,
want to take some
I know.
Adderall.
I'm fucking
I
around,
want
but
to take Adderall. Um,
oh yeah, there you go. Congrats,
Right.
congrats.
no,
Congrats.
but I think that's related to the group, and it's a personal story through me that has. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it kind of relates
Yeah.
and connects with the people there,
Sure. Sure.
and
Sure.
it
Yeah.
isn't like whoa. So that's one. So that happened a couple weeks ago, and I've been thinking about it ever since because it just makes me think about boundaries, but also like there's no one gives a shit about the people hearing it. It's all about them because then they're the victim. You don't want to hear about my so if you go, I don't want to hear about that, so you have to shut your mouth
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
have because like you said, I mean I don't have to, but I know the outcome and it's not worth it. Me going,
So
hey,
what do you fear that the outcome will be?
the outcome. Well, the outcome is whatever else happens with these people with the same kind of group. Like I said, it's a cult like.
He'll get
If
ostracized because
I
he
would get
doesn't
ostracized,
care.
absolutely. I know this for a fact. And it's like, well, you should try. No. I know because they ostracize their family for not believing in the things they do politically.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
they're gonna ostracize some fuck
So
twat who's coming in their
so you
inbox.
have
You're
this so
goddamn right.
you have this
Yeah,
inner dialogue going on where you say, well, you know, I want to
yeah,
be part of this group because it's, I
yeah.
guess, helpful and
I
it
enjoy, like I
helps
said,
you and you
if
and
it
yeah, yeah. I'm trying to figure out why you like it because
He
I
said,
it just
enjoy
seems like you.
that's funny.
I enjoy the improv. Like when it's between show times and when we're actually playing games, it's actually a lot of fun and I actually enjoy watching them improve. I see improvement in people. I see improvement myself. They're actually
Mhm.
good improvisers and and the things I can detach myself from this and take from it what
Yeah.
I want. And the problem is I know that
So
these people can't.
so you feel
I
like you can separate the art from the artist
Yeah,
in a sense.
I take it like this. I'm watching fucking Safari, and what I'm doing with you guys is I'm reporting. I'm like, when I went out there last week, this one guy, what I'm saying? Like,
Ah,
crikey, look at the fragile egoed liberal over there talking shit about,
Right.
like like it said, it bugs me in a general sense because it just makes me go, God damn, like I
Well,
would love to be able to be just really kind of like just let loose and just be like snap girl because they'll make some snaps of fucking jokes. Someone makes a guy joke. Oh guys, like even today we had this joke, we had this thing where this princess and all princesses can stand on their own, and the girls in the crowd went, yeah. So anyway, but but like I said, it's more like bemusement, like amusement, like I really enjoy like the performance, and plus directing that last show was a really great personal thing that I
it,
did.
it's kind of, I guess it's like the HOA for me.
Yeah.
Like why do I stay on that? When it's stupid shit that goes on all
Well,
the
it's like
time.
it's like why do you hang out with like some of these friends of yours that are because you love the drama and in some of the ways I like I kind of
Ah,
but I also like it's productive for me. I've become a much better improviser since I've been a part of that group.
right,
Oh,
right.
absolutely.
Okay.
There's no question about it. I played the repetitiveness, the playing with different people, the different games, the
But
different formats of shows, creating the shows,
are
doing all that.
but
there
to
other
to be
improv groups or
spe-
not really
Well, but yeah, it was
around?
mine.
well, speaking of that, I mean, I'm not going to change it because I know you got more to say, but
Yeah.
it's just funny because like for the same guy who rips on me, for, like sometimes hanging out with certain motherfuckers and then I get annoyed with them. And then you kind of do the same shit. You know what I
Of
mean?
course.
Like you stay in that group.
Of course.
Max draws first blood.
All right, but let's do a comparison with that. Hanging out with people is different. I don't do anything outside of improv with these people.
Okay, so this is just your group, your crew,
Yeah,
your
like
improv
these,
crew.
like if like 90% of there's a couple of them I might want to hang out with and doing certain things with, but 90% of them, if it wasn't improv, I wouldn't even meet.
Okay, fair.
There's nothing against
fair.
them, nothing against them, but it's
Right.
it's that's why the kind of the observing I'm watching. I'm like, fuck, man. So then, okay, so let me continue. So this gets even more weird, and this is actually a subject we might have gone over before. So we're at like a week ago. We're at doing the whole opening thing, and some guys and this guy comes in and he hasn't been there for a while, and he's like, well, I guess that doesn't make a difference, but he's like, yeah, it's I'm just kind of conflicted. This is my words, kind of conflicted. I'm in a non-monogamous relationship, and my girl and my partner's boyfriend now lives with us, and I was sitting there. I was I was sitting there playing my control, playing my Xbox. I'm just wondering why I don't feel comfortable with this and conflicted. And I'm conflicted. And I'm like, so I just and everyone's like, yeah. So I'm just like just sitting there going,
And you
why
can't voice,
are
you can't even
telling
voice an
me that?
opinion. Yeah.
Why are you saying this to me?
Wow.
What the fuck? First of all, everything, and then another thing came to me, and it's just so everything sexual, every fucking goddamn thing, it has to do with, well, I'm in a relationship. I'm in a like, you know what, guys? By the way, we're in a non-monogamous relationship, but it's platonic, all of us, which means we're friends.
Right. So,
do you know what I'm talking? Is Louis still here?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm listening.
We're trying to figure out what you were. Okay,
I'm
let's
listening.
see. Non-monogamous.
My point is like
I'm doing the counselor thing right now. I'm listening. Really
in other words, we're friends, but no one says that anymore because but this guy is basically in a quote unquote non relationship with a woman and her other, because and I guarantee you it's not it's monogamous for him. I'm almost fucking guarantee that.
Well, if he's upset about the boyfriend being there,
but that's my point.
It's
It's only non-monogamous for one party.
right.
But the idea is like the guy's like, yeah, I'm kind of confused and I don't feel right about it because he's brainwashed to think that that's okay. That for him to be like, fuck that. I don't want some other dude piping my girl.
Right.
I'm not going to be in a relationship with some fucking guy piping my girlfriend and fucking while I'm playing Xbox. Like he's going, oh God, I can't actually be upset with it because then I won't be accepting and I won't be fucking. It's like, dude,
that's called a cuck right there.
That's fucking insanity, though, man. I'm just sitting there going, dude. First of all, I don't need to know that because now that I know that, I can't unknow it. It's like a light being turned on in a room.
Yeah, you can't unsee it.
Once you see that shit, you can't go, yeah, well, hey, I don't think you're
that didn't happen. That didn't happen.
Fucking miserably confused person. And I don't feel fucking obscenely sorry for you right now because you've brainwashed yourself into believing that you need to fucking be in this bullshit.
Right.
Deal with that shit and feel bad about the way you feel about yourself. Well, I don't know if I like this or not. Well,
okay, so what
fucking give me a break.
If he were to ask you for advice, what would you tell him? Without saying you're brainwashed, blah 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 blah. What would be like the words that you would actually tell him?
If I could, I would.
I know what I would tell him.
I would. If you want to put on my my armchair analytical. I do it anyways. So yeah, I would say this. I would say you need to take a hard look at yourself and ask yourself if you actually enjoy this or not. And you need to make sure you realize that there's nothing wrong with you not enjoying this. You have no issue. If your girlfriend says, well, you need to understand. No, you don't. You do not. You have every right to not want this in your life. You have every right to feel like this is something that you don't want. You have every right to feel uncomfortable. You have every right to say, you know what? I don't want this in my life because I'm sorry. There's a reason why we've been in this situation. We're a generally monogamous species, and there's nothing wrong with going, all right, I want to be with someone I trust because you don't trust this person. This person, I guarantee, I want to ask him, is this so? Are you seeing anybody else? Have you thought of seeing anybody else? And if you say no, it's like, do you want her to be fucking getting fucked by someone? I'd say it like that. Do you want her to get? If I could be completely honest, do you want her to be fucked by somebody else? And if that's the
My
bottom
thing
line.
is where does everybody sleep? Do they all sleep in? Does she sleep in the bed with the boyfriend?
Maybe one night she sleeps, but she said the boyfriend. And that's another thing. Why are you saying the boyfriend? Aren't you the boyfriend too?
Yeah,
Right,
Her
right,
her
right.
boyfriend's staying there with us. No, you're lying to yourself because you think it's good.
Yeah.
You think makes you a better person. No, get your head out of your ass and take care of your own needs.
Yeah.
Because of course you're a guy too. So you're gonna be like told by this girl, like, you need to, why are you being so open? You're being so selfish. You're being,
Captain.
like, yes,
That's Captain
I mean,
Cuck.
what?
Captain Cuck of the
But
Starship Gender
I mean,
Prize.
I get that. I get that he's a cuck. Okay, I get that.
Totally.
Okay,
Fuck
I'm
yeah.
good with that. Okay, but the reality is that it. I feel like he doesn't like it. He wants to
Of
be in
course
a
he doesn't.
monogamous relationship, and because polyamory is considered, well, I don't know, something normal, which is not. But
no,
No.
it's new and progressive, which is all they care
mhm.
about.
That's
But go on.
exactly. It's the
But
new
Yeah.
thing. We want to be on the
I
cutting
mean
edge.
the reality is that if he wants to be and he's not, right, then
Yeah.
he needs to get out of the relationship, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But
and
should. That's what he should do.
I think what you said, all that stuff that you said, like as far as advice, was good because you didn't throw in you're fucking brainwashed, like, or did, even though you're thinking it, right?
Oh God, yeah. Oh yeah. I
So
feel so sorry for this fucking twat.
what I'm thinking that might work, and I don't know, it might, is whenever somebody solicits you like this and tells you things and you're wondering to yourself, what are you telling me? Put on your armchair psychology hat.
Oh, I always do.
No, and tell them exactly what you're thinking.
See, but that's the problem. You
So that
can't in this group. If you
no,
do,
you can in a way that's going to help them. Like you're telling them, hey, if you need to look at yourself, and if you're not happy with this relationship, then you need to figure out a way to get out of it. Like that's it.
But here, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just
So I mean,
laughing.
it's not bashing anybody for making stupid choices, even though you were thinking that. You know what I mean?
But they
It's
don't want to
not.
hear any. That's not about that. I know what it's because they're saying it in front of everybody. It's not like I'm talking to these people individually.
Right.
Saying
Yeah,
Or
it
they're
to
not. They're not
everybody
there
in the
for the
group.
advice. They just
yeah.
want to say this shit.
They're there for to get the
Yep.
guaranteed. Fucking I wouldn't say it to them too. First of all,
Mhm.
shut the fuck up about this because when you tell people about this, it makes you look like a fucking cock. Makes you look like a fucking piece of shit fucking loser, dude. Sorry. Makes you
Totally.
look insignificant, makes you look low status, ruins people's opinion of you because now they know that you're gonna take this shit even though you don't like it yourself. And I'm sorry.
You how do
Like I
you
said,
how do you
that
prepare yourself though? How do you prepare yourself so that you're not, because you know that's what you're gonna walk into, is a den of people doing this,
yeah,
right?
you detach yourself and you understand
Okay,
what you get from the situation and what you give, and you also
okay,
treat everyone with respect. No
okay.
bullshit, no fucking jokes. You like for here's
But
my strategy. No,
that
here's
sounds
my
so. Oh, go ahead. Good. Do
no.
your
Go
thing.
ahead. No.
I
You
was going to
first.
say it sounds so sterile, yet which is contradictory to improv. Man, improv is supposed to be loose and relaxed, and
Because a lot of times they contradict themselves in scenes and stuff too. And like I said, like a
I
lot of
couldn't
times
do it, man.
I'm detached from it, man, because I understand what it is. Like it's crazy. Like I'm not emotionally like they I just don't.
I feel like you are. Like I feel like
Well,
you said. I mean,
I am.
you're coming on here and you're saying all
Of
this
course.
stuff. Like
Okay, let me
basically, like,
rephrase that. Let me
All right, you'd
rephrase
love
all
to
that.
say
right,
this in the group. I'm
Let me
pretty
rephrase
sure.
that. I would love to be it's because it's an encapsulation of society in general.
yeah,
In terms of the way people are reacting now. Like I would love to be able to say, dude, like I don't like a lot of the shit you guys are saying. Like when you make a male joke, hey, all right, I don't mind you saying that, but if you make a female, if I'm gonna make female jokes too, you're gonna be okay with that? Because that
That's
would instantly cause the cult trigger. They're all in it. It's just so. But I also understand that if I said fuck these people, and because I'm getting something out of it, I enjoy the hell out of it. And like I said, I ran a show, and they love me too. Like I said, and that's another thing. If they find out a lot of the things I
they love you
believe,
too because you don't voice your opinion.
but
If you did,
that's the point. If I did after all this time, and somebody saw that and goes, "Whoa, he's actually a cool guy. Why are these people treating?" Oh, Maybe somebody, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to change. I'm going to be myself because it
Well,
doesn't
not
solve
really,
anything.
because you
It
can't
doesn't,
be who you are. You can't say what's really on
but
your
no, no, no,
mind.
no. But it is who I am, Brett. This has always been who I am. And I'm embracing it because I know how to tactically deal with people in diplomacy, bro. I know to fucking deal with people. And if it comes to a head, I would absolutely, if someone said, hey, who'd you vote for or something, I would say, yeah, I voted for him. And they go, I go, who wanted you? I didn't say anything for exactly this reason. And I go at it. I know exactly how I'd respond because I'm waiting for it. If it happens, I know exactly how I'm going to respond to it.
Boy,
Not
that's
saying something is not the same thing in all situations as it's called tact. It's called me knowing that what I'm getting out of this situation. Because what am I going to say? Oh yeah, when they go, yeah, Trump, and I go, no, he doesn't. You know, it's
yeah.
like it's just not worth it, man.
I get it.
So how do you handle the oversharing with tact? If you know how to do this, right? What's your strategy for handling the oversharing
I
with
don't
tact?
say I fucking file it away.
You just let it
I
happen.
file it away and kind of go, oh, that's interesting. Because in the end, it doesn't like in the end, if it really
It
doesn't
doesn't
bother
matter,
me,
right?
it doesn't bother me that much. Like I said, it's more of an observation. It's more of a kind of like a critique. I like the group and I'm invested in it. And if I
Right.
got kicked out of it, it'd be sad, but I'm also prepared for that to happen if someone wants
Okay,
to
so
challenge me on my beliefs.
All
all
right.
right, so if you left the group, let's just say not getting kicked out of the group, but let's just say you found or how what would
Are you
happen if what would happen if you left the group?
I would just not, I'd have my own group. I've got my improv
right?
Eugene that meets every fucking Monday 4 times a month.
Well,
I
if
have so
something
And
much
was
they're
great
so
shit going
bad it
on.
drove you out,
Yeah.
and they're not oversharers. They don't do all that stuff.
Well, I run the
no,
groups, so they
he runs
don't.
the group, so that don't go down.
We the first thing I say when I start my group is let's keep religion and politics out of this. Let's also try to stay away from offensive behavior and also make sure you understand people's spaces. We're all here to have fun. We all have different beliefs. Let's avoid all that kind of conversation
That's
from the
it.
beginning.
It's like you got those
Boom.
beliefs, put them away.
Okay.
Done. Yeah,
Everybody
my
has
group. So
So
that's the
baggage.
that
Just
thing.
make it a
I
so
rolling
yeah.
suitcase.
there's numerous times that you've mentioned cult behavior. There's times that basically you've expressed that you don't really like you get a benefit from it, but then again, you would be okay with leaving the group. So why don't you just leave it? Because I don't think it's doing you any,
Oh, it's doing me a lot. It's
it's
doing me
doing
a
you a
lot.
lot.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. I get a great
All
benefit.
right.
Like I said, artistically,
So the
creatively,
benefits outweigh the
absolutely,
okay.
absolutely.
All
Okay.
right.
Okay.
I get what I'm
It's just
saying,
that I guess because
but
we're just hearing the bad stuff,
the
so
yeah,
it just
because the
Yeah,
reason I bring that
yeah,
up, and like I said, they're very
yeah.
supportive, and that's the reason is because it's so frustrating because they're
Okay.
not bad. This is what I'm saying. This is why it's so frustrating with all these like libtard motherfuckers out there because 90% of them aren't bad people. A lot of
Yeah,
times it's just the fucking
I
way
agree.
they've been in socialized and
Yeah,
social pressures
I
and they
agree.
don't think about certain things the way I think
Hmm.
about things. So
Hmm.
and also if I did that, if I said fuck
And
you people, I don't want
yeah.
to get involved with you, then I'd be doing exactly the same fucking thing that they do when they ostracize people that they don't agree with.
well,
Okay.
but
So
then
I can
again,
get over it.
you don't want to feel uncomfortable either, where you can't be yourself,
It
and
makes me feel uncomfortable for a moment, and then I realize afterwards, oh, and I think about it because I'm also
So
realizing that's something in my
so
life as well. Discomfort is something that happens all the time, and a lot of
yeah,
times
yeah.
it's
right.
self
For
inflicted.
everybody, for
Well,
everybody, right?
I like well, and then taking this back, when we were roommates, you had a your half brother would come visit sometimes, and
Yeah.
I noticed like when you were around him, you couldn't be yourself. So I'm assuming that was pretty uncomfortable, right? I'm sure like with when he beat you out, you'd be like, oh shit, he's coming out,
Well, that's
right?
everybody. That's dynamics between two people. See, that's that whole being myself thing. When I know what you're saying is I can't be the way I'm around you with him not around.
That's it,
Because I don't know how you are when you're not around me at all because I'm not there. So how do
right?
I know that you're the same Brett that I see when you're around me?
Right. Well,
Right?
oh, and that's true. But you know what?
Yeah.
I pretty much am. I mean, I say crude shit. I just that's just how I am, man. I'm kind of the same with everybody, man. In most cases, and with most motherfuckers, you know,
Oh,
I don't think
I
there's ever
don't.
been a time where
I hear a little bit of like disbelief
in
over there.
me.
I don't
No,
think so.
Cru-
I think we all
Cruz
do that.
thinks that yeah.
It's not a Max thing. It's an everybody thing.
I mean, there's certain people. Obviously, I don't, like maybe around coworkers, I don't, but even with them, I get a little bit, I mean, you guys heard the wipe story. That's something I would
No.
do.
But you didn't come up with that on your own.
Yeah.
I think Koala helped you kind of craft that one, didn't she?
No, that was a Maxwell Silverhammer special. When
Okay.
like I said, she was just, what, she championed it though. She was the one going, yeah, do it. So, that's where that came from. But for me, that was originate, especially when I got her name for a Secret Santa. I was like, oh, this is too perfect. Oh.
Yeah.
That's funny. No, but okay, so the benefits, the benefits outweigh the cost. So that's cool. At least you see that. And
I understand exactly what, and I understand what the relationship is. I
the only
understand
the only
where I'm
problem
at.
that I see, and it's just something that I had to deal with as a youngster, is the filing it away. Eventually that shit bubbles to the top. So you have to figure out how to funnel it away once you
it's filed
it.
away.
Yeah.
Right?
So in other words,
Oh yeah,
you gotta get it out somewhere. And I mean,
yeah.
this could be a good
hey,
platform to get it out on, but you could also, like, I don't know how visually impaired people. Some people actually write, but some people actually type.
Well,
Journals.
Cruise Control
no.
does a podcast, so maybe that's where it gets funneled.
It's partly, but also I have an inner dialogue, so I'm constantly inner dialoguing with myself. So it's almost like I'm writing it down or taping it.
Yeah.
So I think about this shit. I'm thinking about it in real time too. I'm watching this shit while it's happening, going, "Holy shit, he's fucking doing this again! Oh my god, I can see this, and it's fucking amazing. I fucking love it."
Well, I guess
it's part of it is because I love it. I love fucking Admiral Analyzer, breaking it down, putting it back together.
So you kind of enjoy watching the train wreck a little bit
because it doesn't affect. It used to bug me more. I used to be worried. Oh God, what if they do it? And I'm just like, dude, if it happens, man, it's not going to be on me, man. It's going to be on them. I've been a good person. I haven't done anything wrong. I've treated everybody with respect. So if they see that I don't quote unquote believe like them, and then they ostracize me, that's on them. It's not on me, because I already know what they believe. I already know what they believe, and guess what I'm doing? I'm accepting them still. So if they don't fucking do it for me, they can go fuck them. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you just kind of like waiting in the wings for the shit to hit the fan? Is that what you're doing?
No, but I'm also it's like, no, I'm not waiting like, oh, I'm waiting for it to happen, but I won't be surprised. I'll be prepared if it does.
Okay.
So I guess you could say I am waiting for it because I'm prepared if it does. Like, I'm not going to be like, I would not be surprised if for some reason something came out about something, or if I said something because there might be a point, or there might be a point where I'm in the group and I go no, because there would be a line. Like if someone started blatantly saying something, I said no. No, you ain't going down that road. You're gonna make me feel bad for being
the shit that always seems to happen to me. I heard your podcast.
Yeah, if someone actually heard this, I go, yeah, but I didn't mention any names, and so whatever. If you have a problem with that,
you didn't. You were very careful with that.
Yeah. No, you didn't say it. I
mean, there's one, sure. but you know what? Who
yeah.
But either way, even that, you know what the funny thing about that is? They can go, oh my god, you don't treat me. I go, yeah, but you're part of other improv groups in town that certain people run that I selected you for because I like the way you perform. So I don't give a flying fuck about what you quote unquote are or what you call yourself. That's not my fucking problem. That's yours.
Right.
And you can again separate the art from the artist. Yeah. You can separate the art from the artist, and you say, look, I like, I've heard this one thing one time where I can't remember where I heard it from, but they said, I don't give a shit if you're gay and you're a great lawyer. If you're a great lawyer, get in there for me. Like help me with my case. Like fuck it. I don't care what your sexual orientation. If you're a black guy and you're a lawyer, I don't give a shit what color you are. Just get in there. You're awesome.
Somebody tried to use that on me years ago. With it's funny. Our friend Sluggo.
Yeah.
he had this. They had this couple that was helping him, or actually ripping him off. And and I said something because anyway, there was all this drama going on. But the guy that was working with me on my particular case at Bureau Services for the Blind happened to be gay. He was the assistive technology guy that they had me working with. Well, this guy called me up, her husband, and it was like, let me tell you something. that Ernie guy's a fag. And I'm like, I don't fucking care. What does that have to do with anything?
Yep.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you know, he's helping me out,
Yep.
and I think he does, but you know, I think he's teaching me a lot. So I
Yeah.
don't give
And
a
he's
fuck.
And it's
good.
like-
He's
Gay
good
or
at what
what.
he does. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but there are people that do think that's a selling or a
Well, remember that dude?
Oh, sure.
And it's a perfect epitome of this area that you've actually seen, Max. Is when you were out here. Remember that driver just had to drop it. By the way,
that fucking guy.
yeah.
The transgender motherfucker
Yeah,
that was in the
this
dress.
driver he had to say, "Oh, by the way, I'm trans," right, or some bullshit like
Yeah,
that.
he
You're
did
like,
mention I'm non-binary or
and it's
some
like,
weird.
wow, yeah, no one gives a shit. You give a shit, and you desperate for me to give a shit because that's your basis for your identity.
Well,
So
you
give me
pointed
the
out
fucking
that he was
prove
wearing
your
a dress. I
goddamn
didn't even know
identity.
that. I was like, this
Yeah.
motherfucker had a dress on. You know, I didn't know that, but you.
But I mean,
apparently...
That doesn't bug me
you
either because
know,
people, yeah,
because the only thing you care about, I mean,
It was
obviously,
getting
because
from
we
point A
talked
to
about it
point
so
B.
many times. We've talked about it so many times. Is getting you to your place,
Right. As this
and
guy got
and
me to
not
where I
making
need to go. That's all
not
we
making
needed.
any mistakes.
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
but
and to his credit, he got me where I needed to go without making
Yeah.
any
Right.
mistakes. You know.
Right.
So, but yes, he did have to drop that in the car. Yeah. Whatever,
it's just
non-binary
and this
trans.
and whatever this person in my group had to mention that whole thing about the non-monogamous group. It's like it's like, dude,
Man.
dude, just think about it, man. You know, because there's only certain people because their whole thing, one of the big things in that community, of course, and all those liberal communities is you don't have to feel bad for the way you feel. But there's never the tagline on there where the truth is, unless you're this race or this gender or this.
That's what I'm. Yeah, there's the at least.
You only
Unless,
you don't have to care unless you disagree with us completely or about anything, because then you're just a
Right.
bad person.
Because for
You
you,
don't have to- 'cause
obviously,
yeah.
you're totally getting like, damn, if I opened my mouth and said what the
Yeah.
fuck
It's
I
like
really felt,
it's
you know.
like what's a racist to a Democrat? Anybody who disagrees with them.
Exactly.
Yeah, pretty much.
Exactly.
Well, that's,
Racist
you know,
and
that's what it's
sexist or
starting to
anything
become
like
too.
that. Oh, it's just starting.
Mhm.
It's been that way for 40 years, bro.
Well, people love to throw that R word around. Racism, it's racist. You know, even if like you like chocolate and I like vanilla, that makes me racist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, stupid shit. It
Well,
doesn't even depend on race.
And we've talked about it so many times, but it just goes back to all the same stuff, man. Like I said, they have to believe in everything too, and that's why they have to do all this stuff, and that's why you can't say anything because you don't know what the new hot button thing is that's going to cause them to hate you, or to
Yeah.
cause you to become the other, and then cause you to be ostracized. And the thing is, and that's the thing. Right now, it's great, but once something, because there'd be I guarantee there'd be some people in the group that after this, maybe they'll think about it and go, wow. If something ever happened, and maybe this is like a martyr thing and maybe an ego thing for me, but I think I'm handling myself in the way where everybody treats me with respect because I treat them with respect. So if somebody,
For
if
now.
I do get, like I said, yes, and then maybe someone in the group will go, wow, they just treated him like shit, and all he did was this. Maybe
I think
maybe
they're
my
so
ideology
devoid
is shit, and maybe I should reevaluate the way because maybe I have more faith in them than in certain people to be able to see
I
that and
think-
go,
I think I don't know. This might be silly.
It
This
almost
might be
sounds like they're
silly,
too
so-
devoid of reality. Like if you were to open up your mouth, that would just get you. Yeah, dude.
I'm not sure because he has a little ball in his corner that he has a visual impairment. So he's
Ah,
they
Hmm.
might let him slide.
oh,
Just
well,
because-
maybe, but they also make jokes about sometimes about well, of course I'm allowed
really? Do they
because
make some eye jokes?
because they know, because like I said, it's all bullshit, dude. It's all comfort level and how you feel around individuals, but they're so focused on the fucking races of people that it's
But
so
they
weird.
they made jokes about your vision.
They've been made a couple of jokes,
I
but
love
then of
it,
course,
man.
But then of course I laugh and I go, oh,
Of
all
course.
right,
Well, you don't get upset,
it's
but the
not
point
bad.
is,
It's not.
but the point is, if it's like, hey, what's this double standard sandwich here? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like,
yeah, and I file it away.
motherfuckers.
Like I said, I file away, and I go, okay. Because in the end, honestly, it's also a matter of what does it really matter whether I speak my fucking beliefs in this group? Because I don't care if they know what I believe or not. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not there for that. I'm there to fucking play with people.
Yeah, exactly.
An improv show is for me, like in my groups. I want people to come together. Because there's a couple people in my group who are Trumpers, and a couple people who
And
are
your
not
actual
really
group that
anti,
you
and they're on Facebook, and some of them on Facebook and interact with each other. And I'm like, oh great. Now I've got several people in my group, but it gave me a little hope because those people have gone to because one of the people that is a
Getting
Trumper
wet.
hosts my improv, right?
okay.
And I was
So
like, oh, they're never going to show up to that group. Well, they've showed up. So in other words, it
so they
can
put all that aside. They can
yes,
debate, but they put it aside. That's how it
because
should be,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But a
So
lot of these motherfuckers, you know how they are, man. They'll cancel you, they'll delete you, they'll unfriend you. You know, I had that happen during COVID, you know, because I had a lot of diaper drinkers that were like, you know, oh, what you don't think that the vaccine, you have
yeah,
a problem with the masks, you pussy, you know. So
yeah, you pussy.
you know, you're a pussy. You're complaining that you have to wear a mask. You don't think about another country.
You don't think about everybody, you don't think about your grandma.
Yeah, people and other people sitting next to you on an
Dude,
airplane.
there's so much shit coming out, man. Anyways, it's just interesting. Like I said, that's where I wanted to go with that. Just kind of going.
Yeah, but if I was your counselor, the only thing I'd be concerned about is that you've called it cultish, and nobody wants to be a part of a cult.
Right.
So I don't
Yeah,
know.
So like you
I
don't feel
can't.
like
It's
you're
hard for
part
me
of
to.
it in a way.
It's hard for me to separate that out. Like to be like,
yeah,
okay, are you gonna get sucked into the cult, or are you
but
good?
when half the population is in a way because of what they consume and how they see
Oh,
the world,
yeah, I understand that.
that's
True
that's
that.
that's kind of where I'm at with it. Like, man, I mean, it's not like I'm saying that like they're fucking eating each other's fucking babies. They're
No,
fucking
I know, I
rubbing
know.
shit on each other. It's more like
No,
cult,
Oh,
and
give it time.
I'm kind of being more facetious, in terms of cult. But
Yeah,
there's a
but it
lot
is
of
kind of
people I
culty because
know
you
who
can't
are
really open your
great
mouth. You can't say
friends
what
of
you.
mine. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
go ahead,
I
Max.
wouldn't call them your friends, but yeah,
No,
okay.
but I have other people who are great friends of mine who disagree with me on things, and I know the only reason they do is because they don't watch anything other than CNN.
CNN.
Oh
Yeah,
So
yeah,
so so I'm at with those people. It's almost like the same kind of thing. Like, dude, you won't look at you believe that shit is actually fucking not propaganda, and it's like, dude, go beyond that, and you realize some of it might be true, but a lot of it ain't. And so you can't talk to those people because they're not even on the same planet as you.
yeah.
Like it's like, what do you think about that hostage who was released on it? Well, I heard about a plane. What about the hostage that was released that same week? What about the bill about lowering prescription costs? Well, I don't know about that, but I know that he was Trump's being bribed with the plane. What the
Yeah.
ah! Do
Well,
you know
that's it.
anything about? No, well, CNN didn't talk about that, so it must not have been important.
Well, there you go. If my news network didn't
Whoa!
report it, then therefore it
So
didn't happen.
frustrating, man.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and it's the way the way of the world, man.
and most of the time at this point, I've just come to realize none of us know what the fuck's going on.
Right.
Anything.
Well, that's the point.
At
When
least on
somebody
our level.
gets,
At least on our level, I have no fucking clue. So acting like I
I,
do even is fucking ridiculous. I
I've
don't know.
gotten to the point where I don't talk about it.
I don't
Like,
fucking
and
care
there's
anymore. Yeah, I'm
motherfuckers
just
that,
tired of it. Yeah.
yeah, there's people that are so vocal, and I'm just like, all right, shut the fuck up, because I don't really, I'm not going to engage you in this dumb conversation. It's
Yeah.
like I had a paratransit driver one time was talking to me about religion and being a Christian and all this type of shit, and I'm just like, hey, I'm trying to redirect the conversation because I ain't feeling it, but she kept taking it back there, and I'm just like, God, like, is this like your way of feeling superior or something? Like I said, I would try to redirect the conversation.
no,
And
it's necessary. It's basically called proselytizing. Maybe she realized that you weren't one, and so she's trying to
Yep.
oh,
convince
that
you
was
to.
no doubt,
Mm-hmm.
because we
Yeah.
started talking about, I don't know, somehow relationships came up, dating or something, and I said,
Okay.
oh, I because at the time I had broken up with somebody, and I was like, oh yeah, I just broke up with this person. She was like, well, you'll find somebody new. She was like, you are a Christian, right? And I was like, well, not really. I don't consider myself a Christian. And she was like, oh, well, if you're not a Christian, you're never going to find that person. And
Oh,
that.
Whoa. Now
see that
that's
that would have been, in my opinion, that would have been a reason to call fucking corporate on
And
that
I
one.
should have. And I should have carried out on that one. And
I
been
don't,
like,
I don't normally carry out on that shit, but give me a fucking break. You're trapped in a goddamn bus with this person. They have to take you somewhere. They're gonna
and they're
start
not supposed to do
spouting
that
that
anyway.
shit at
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
I'd be
now.
like, whoa, fuck you. Like, or I might even say, like, at that point, I'd be like, I really would rather not talk about this.
And as a Christian, I mean, that is one of the most ridiculous statements I've ever heard because it's like,
Yeah.
Well, she
okay,
was
so
old and
it,
stupid, so I mean, it's
yeah,
just
it's like okay, if you don't believe in Jesus, you're not going to find a partner. That's a very very big stretch.
Well, it's
yeah.
Like
also it's
how
also a
many
fear
how many how
mechanism.
many
Yeah.
how many Jewish people find partners? A lot
How
of
many
them.
Muslims find
How
partners?
many
How many
Muslims
Buddhists
find
find
partners?
partners?
See,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and I
exactly. Like
and
it's so
well,
stupid.
Louis, you can speak to this, Louis, in terms of the frustration you must feel because one of the problems I have with Christianity uh, is I well, in not Christianity, I mean Christians or whatever the people that espouse them is
Or just
that
religion.
a lot of them fucking make you people who are actually rational Christians look like fucking idiots and just impede the ability for you to be treated with respect and not be treated
Right.
like
Oh
this
Because
yeah,
they
fucking
think they
bullshit.
think you're one of those, like really
It's like the
just
blindo who's
blind
the
brain
fucking
dead.
tardo. You're like,
yeah,
they're the
yeah, yeah,
blind. Like,
yeah.
oh
Exactly.
fuck. The same
Yeah,
thing. This person's like
we
making you look
we
bad
all
because somebody can get off that bus and
yeah
go, God damn, fuck, I hate Christians, motherfucker. And you're
yeah.
like, God no,
Yeah.
and you're sitting on the side going, Nah,
We
Like
we're
that
all
all
ain't
like,
we
me. That
all
ain't
we
me.
all we all
fuck,
have our
man.
bad representatives, right?
Yeah.
I
Oh,
mean,
sure.
you look at me and I'm Hispanic and like in certain situations, people call me Luis because that's my actual like legal name,
Your government
right?
name. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
We're gonna start calling you that. Hello,
Luis,
Luis.
Luis, hello.
Luis Low.
I think of Luis on Sesame Street. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, 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 exactly, right? Exactly. What was it? What was that thing? Counting to five or whatever it
Oh
was.
yeah, give me 1, 2, 3, 4. Give me 5.
Hey, Luis. Hey. Hey, can you see
So,
Luis? Can you see him? No, he can't see him, you dumbass bird.
Oh, gee, Snuffy. I think Luis is a
Hey,
fucking wetback or whatever.
hey,
so
Luis.
so that just knowing that if I walk into a room and somebody says Luis, that people are automatically going to think, oh well, maybe he speaks Spanish, which I don't.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another
Maybe
thing. People come up to you and start talking in Spanish sometimes, huh?
yeah, yeah, exactly. I think you were saying that even like your dad, I think, looks Hispanic a
He
little
does.
bit
Yep,
or
yep. And he's
something.
had people go up to him and start speaking
Yeah, to
Spanish. And
start
he's like,
speaking Spanish. Yeah, it's
and
hilarious.
my dad does speak a little bit, but I mean, just
Yeah,
like
so
little
do
bits,
I. I
you know.
mean, little bits and pieces, so do I.
Right, right.
So
Well,
do
so do
I.
I too. I mean, there's certain. Actually, I understand it better than I can speak it. I can listen
Me
to the
too.
conversation and be like, oh, I know what
I
they're
do
Me
talking
too.
about.
too.
Grab.
I know puta.
Domingo
Domingo.
don't
Vase
forget
de
cerveza.
leche.
Got to know cerveza.
Cerveza. I know vase de leche.
What's
Oh, that
what's
was pretty
that?
good.
That's
Drinking milk.
glass of milk.
Glass of milk. Yeah, that's right.
Okay, I
And
got
then
you.
I know gringo. I
I
know
know Mayate.
amigo. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, nieve, ocho, nueve,
Actually,
huevo.
I remember. Okay, so the word mayate is actually it's a
Yeah, that's a really
bad
bad.
word. It's like saying well, basically it's calling somebody a nigger, right? So
Yes,
what happened
yes.
was I remember I was at a bus stop one day and these black kids are like horse playing whatever hitting each other and they go pinche mate, pinche mate, pinche mate. And I'm like, wow, it's like this doesn't mean nigga. It means it's like
Yeah.
bad. Like so yeah, that was back when I used to take the bus. I
So
just
now
remember
we have an M word now that we can't say, right?
the M word, yeah, M and the N word, M and N.
Yeah.
So mayate, nigga, whatever.
So anyways, it's funny like watching people, watching groups, and just the dynamic of shit,
No,
and what part of how you are the part of the group, and it probably would be a different situation if I didn't have my own actual stuff going on, in terms of my group. So, but that's my
well,
story. But anyways,
all
what else
right.
you got for it? Anything
Well, hey,
else?
I got a okay. So now I
Well,
want
no,
to.
anything else on that before we go on to something else?
Oh, on your thing.
The only thing that I would say
Yeah.
is
I don't know how you do it, but
I get
yeah.
I get the internal dialogue thing. That's great. Yeah, observe away, analyze away. But I think you really need to find a way to to get it out of your head, because that can fester into something that you don't want, and eventually you're just gonna be like, I can't stand you fucking people, you just it
Or
might
they'll
blow
do
up,
something that'll drive you to the point where you just be like, fuck this
Well,
group.
I deliberately
You know?
distance myself in certain ways, and I have to do. Like, I don't go to personal parties because the last one I went to was all about the spectrum and all that shit, and got to politics.
oh boy.
So I don't go to I don't go to personal, a lot of like events, like certain events that I don't go to. So I kind of keep my distance, and I kind of know where I am with it. So the good thing is I know where I am with it, and I'm not like, man, I'm not on edge. I was on edge for a while, but that was when I was on edge about everything, and I've kind of stopped doing that.
Well, I mean, I'm not trying to like push you into therapy, but I mean, maybe you can talk to a therapist about it. Just I can't stand this group. I
He
can't I
is.
can't
He's
stand
talking
this
to
group.
you.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing.
I can't stand this group. I need to, but no, almost on like a
I don't know
weekly
about that.
basis,
I don't
or
think it's that bad for him. I don't, I don't think
I
it's
don't
that
know.
bad.
I don't know how bad it is.
I mean, it's
I
not.
can't.
I don't think it's
No.
causing him to stay awake. I mean, I'm sorry, man. I don't mean to speak for you, but I don't believe it's keeping you awake at night or making it you can't function.
No,
You know.
no. Like I said, more. It's more of these observations about that I have about, and it's kind of reaffirming a lot of stuff. It's not
Yeah.
like I said. It's not a crisis or anything at all like
Well,
that.
maybe you can write a book called "The Shit That Irks." Oh wait, that's
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
Hey, who wrote that book? God damn it!
And quite frankly, I've thought
The book I've never read.
like I
Yeah, the
said,
book
my
you've never read. Oh,
my
you know
my
what?
take on therapy
You have
is
to
that
shoot me your email again, by the way, man. When you get a chance.
book I've never read.
Just shoot me an
Yeah.
email when you get a chance there, Louie Loke, man, and
So
or shoot me a
yeah,
text with
yeah.
your email. Something
I
like
will.
that.
I will. I will. I will. So long story short, he sent me his book, The Shit That Irks Me, right?
Uh-huh.
And I could have sworn that I just kind of filed it away to when I had a chance to read it. And I guess I deleted it from my email box. And
And
so every once in a while he'll bring up stuff like, oh, that was in my book,
you would
the
have
one you
seen that
haven't
if you read
read.
the book.
Oh, you
The
know
one you
what?
haven't
That's
read
an
yet.
interesting another topic because I haven't read this shit either.
Oh,
I don't think I ever said it to you.
No,
though,
you
did
know, and I don't think you ever said it to me
oh.
and I haven't read it either, and I'll tell you partly why. And this is something that I've
Well,
come to
you
terms
you
with as
pretty much
well.
lived
All right,
it though, right?
tell me. Let's hear this. I want to hear this.
No. I think it's a great conversation about art too, and about music and everything. All right, because
Right.
I've realized
Okay.
something like when somebody creates something and you know them, it's almost like sometimes you're like, like I don't know if I want to read that or check it out because it's just, if I don't. Like, what if like, well, no, this is all right, or even if it is all right, I'm kind of like it's like with music. Like a lot of
Most
people,
of
like,
it's shit you know already anyway.
I know, but that's not the point. Like I make say I make a music, right?
Right.
I make a
Mhm.
song.
Oh,
and I'm
like
like,
your
oh
music.
man, and I should. You might like some of my music, but a lot of people like that I know, like when I know someone wrote the music, it's different than if I didn't know them. Like
You know what? I've seen that because either they'll give you like, oh, this is great, this is really good, when really they're full of shit.
yeah,
That
or like if they didn't know me, they go, "Oh, this song's great." But if they listen to it once and then go, "Oh yeah, that's great," and never listen to it again. But if they didn't know me, they might find the song, "But this song's fucking awesome," and listen to it 100 times. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
I think so. I think I know what you're saying. So like sometimes like
like somebody who doesn't know you is going to tell
I
the truth.
dabbled in music a little bit,
just a
and
bit, just a little bit.
just a bit, and
Yeah.
and uh like I put my voice on certain things, I'm like I use distortion, and I like like I'll be like I'll be I'll be singing. I'm not a great singer, right? But if you put distortion, I sound pretty all right, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But people will be like, yeah, I can tell that that's you. I can hear like your speaking patterns, or the way that you talk, and they're
Yeah.
like, yeah, it
Okay.
totally sounds like you. And it's almost like, yeah, I'm not going to listen to it because it's you. I don't know.
It's
Well,
weird.
Like
It's
so I guess
weird.
Do you remember?
yeah.
Okay, well, here's a cruise control. Remember when I pressed my I Hope You're Offended album, and we were roommates at the time.
Yeah.
So they delivered the CDs, and I remember I gave one to Henry, our roommate at the time, and he was like, "Oh man, dude, this almost looks like a real CD." And you go, "It is a real CD."
Yeah.
So right away, your friends don't even, they don't take what you're doing seriously.
But guess
Right.
but part of the reason why I might have said that because I was on it too.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
motherfucker, like this is a real, but maybe
Right,
maybe if I
you know
wasn't
what?
on it,
So,
maybe I
you
would
know
have been
what?
the
So
one
was
who
he.
said it.
So was he. He was
Well,
on the
yeah,
CD
okay,
too.
that's true.
He was on a song. So it's like, yeah, but for him to be, it almost looks like a real CD.
Well,
Like,
okay, like
nigga, it is a real CD.
here's another example. Like I don't like going to I like a lot like I said I'm in the theater scene now, and I don't like going to plays.
Okay.
It's because when I go to a play,
Because you'll be analyzing it too much.
I'll be watching the shit, waiting for someone to see if somebody sounds like they're fucking up. Like
You're waiting for the
Uh-huh.
fuck up. Then is what you're
I'm
waiting
not
for.
waiting for it. It's and then, but if someone I know is in there, I'm like, please don't fuck up. I want you to do a great job. And then so I'm watching for them not fucking up.
And then if they do,
and
you're like,
you're not
shit.
even really paying attention to the entire play. You know,
Uh,
I can say that I do that,
Yeah.
and subconsciously I don't try to do it, but like, I on Wednesday nights I lead well, I don't lead. I play in the worship band. Okay,
Okay.
but on Sunday mornings I just go to church and I'm not in the worship band. But I will listen to the keyboard player
and
to be
in the
like,
worship band, and it's gotten worse since
in
I
the
started doing
worship
music.
band.
God, yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah. And I'm like, and I listen to the keyboard player, and I'm like, it sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
He messed up there. Yeah.
So you're very critical of his playing.
Or I'll do this. I would have added this on here. He's just playing the normal stuff.
So yeah,
I would give it a little flair. And I'm like,
I would have
stop
done this.
doing that. You're supposed to be worshiping God, not
Yeah,
paying
yeah.
attention to
And
the.
that being said, when there's a really great feeling when you know someone that you're watching is killing it, like at improv or at a song.
Yeah,
and you're
exactly.
Like, and you're like, yes, but there's also that dread when they're fucking and they're clueless and they just fucking
When they fuck
die.
up and you're like, oh man,
no,
why'd you do
and it's
that?
just like and that's why
Yeah.
like with shows like there's a show with this group that I'm in, and we're supposed to be doing something soon.
But
and no, wait, real quick. And I fucking went there. I'm going there on the last show of the last day because I'm thinking they surely are gonna have everything fucking down now.
Perfected. Yeah.
They're not gonna have shit, so it's gonna be a great show. And if they do fuck up, I'm not gonna feel emotionally empathized. Like, oh no, man, I know how that feels because that's why I fucking hate when you're on stage and you fuck up. It's one of the craziest fucking. So I know how that feels too.
Oh yeah, it is horrible. Yeah,
that's why I like
definitely.
improv because I'm not memorizing lines. If I got on stage and was doing like a fucking line, doing a line, yeah. If I got on stage and forgot my lines, like oh shit, I would. Yeah.
That's Well, that's and that sucks. That's why you're right. I'm not a script guy either. We think we talked about this before.
Yeah, but
that's why
funny.
with speech, like even with my work, I've had issues with my boss where she'd say, what are you going to say? What are you going to say? And I'm like, what am I going to say? I'm going to go up there and talk about what I don't have a written speech. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm not that dude.
We talked about that before.
Yeah. And the thing that I kind of told you before is it's cool not to have a speech written word for word because that's dumb. Right.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
But it'd be cool for me anyway. And I don't, it might be different for you, but for me, especially if I know I want to cover these points and I'm just caught up in the whole, like, oh, I'm speaking in front of a crowd. Yeah. Because I love speaking in front of a crowd, actually.
Yeah, me too. That's my job.
And yeah. I like doing it. But sometimes I just get into the moment and I'm like, oh shit, I forgot to completely talk about that.
Yeah, because you go on a branch down. Yep.
It happens.
Yeah, and I'm like crap,
But you can't cover everything.
No, but
you can if you have the notes there.
That's what I'm saying. I like to have an outline at least. Like,
yes.
Okay, I want to cover this, and this, and this. I have 4 things that I want to cover, and if I realize that I'm going off track, then I'll look at my note and be like, oh yeah, I need to cover this too. So let me get into this. And it just kind of guides you. Yeah, it don't even
just
have
one
to be,
word like justification. Okay. Oh yeah, reminded me. Oh yeah, we've done this thing. Do this. Because otherwise,
exactly.
Well, it depends on who I'm talking to.
Nothing wrong with an outline, but a script is bullshit. A script is crazy.
Some people need a script to take a shit. They're just like, well, do I pull my pants down first?
I think it's just anybody and everybody's own way of doing things. I guess my main point about this was the whole thing was just like that book you wrote, you got to ask yourself. You never sent it to me, but I've also never asked you to read it.
Right. You never like, hey man, I
yeah.
want to read that shit, or anything like that.
I'm just like, oh,
So-
cool. Now, if you wrote a fiction novel, I might be like, oh, all right. I don't know why. Maybe it's the nonfiction, but I guess my point was like,
Well, you know me.
yeah.
I mean, shit, dude. We've been friends since preschool, so you pretty much everything that's in that book you already know. So you're not learning anything new by reading that bitch. For Louie, remember for Louie, I haven't shit. Well, we've been. Well, let's see. Since '93? That was probably the last time I saw you. Then we reconnected on Facebook, right? In like 2020 or something like that.
Yes, sir.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, we reconnect. So there's a lot of and some gaps and some things you may not know. But for somebody like Cruise Control, who's like, sorry, but one of my best friends, what I'm saying? Like he knows everything. So it's like there's nothing in that book that he doesn't already
He doesn't know. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of boring. It's like it would be like rehashing.
That's what I was saying. I was like, you lived it. You don't have to read it.
Well, also, I'm kind of I'm a analyzing, and I'm very critical of writing. Like I read a lot, like physically.
Okay.
So I would notice things that would probably,
I'm not even worried about that, really. Like,
see, that's the kind of stuff. But I would be like,
the average person doesn't really care about, like,
like word structure, sentence structure, flow. Like because I kind of think that way.
Can't you just enjoy a book for its basic?
Not if it doesn't sound like, not if it's like, because there's some fucking shit I read, man. Because I read a lot of self-published shit. My God, dude. It's like John went to the store. John went over to the John. I'm like, fucking, I can't stop. And I'm like, I can't fucking read this. You mentioned John every 5 fucking sentences. I'm gonna.
So you have stopped in a book
I'm like that. I'm like that with music.
Yeah, I know a good.
I'm like that with music though too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Totally. Especially with rap music, I'm very critical when it comes to that. Like, oh, this motherfucker's whack.
It's the same thing. So if you came out with something,
I love it when sometimes like rappers will I guess they couldn't figure out anything else to rhyme with something. Like they'll rhyme something with time. I'm like, really? That's lazy.
Oh, the lazy. Well, that's what Jay-Z does shit like that.
Side with my nigga,
side with my niggas, fly with my niggas. Yeah, it's just like, oh, that's really lazy lyricism.
Yeah.
Yep. No, I hate that shit too. When they'll rhyme the same word, I'm like, oh, hell no, man.
Like, can you at least? I mean, you had time to write. It's not like you were doing it.
The only way that works is if the word before it is rhymed differently.
Like, or you're trying to do that on purpose in some way. Like,
went with my time into prime time, then like that at least works because there's something that fits in there.
Right.
But if it's the same thing, like with but a lot of times what they do is they fill like the ride with my nigga, that's filler.
Yeah, it is.
The long ass fucking word. That's what I fucking hate. I'm gonna go ride. Okay, you just filled eight fucking bars with your fucking one word.
Because you couldn't come up with enough words to fill up the next bar.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's crazy shit. So I got something here. And Cruise Control is probably gonna have a field day with this because he always gives me shit about this kind of thing. But
hold on, let me get my fork and knife.
Oh, yeah, get your fork and knife. You're gonna eat this, man. You're gonna eat this up, or maybe I'll eat it. I don't know. So I got this person who, okay, I've never really. The guy's okay, but I don't really, care for him that much. It's kind of like, dude, I don't really give a shit about. I knew him from college, and he's just kind of stuck around since then. You know what I mean? Like when he got married, he sent me he got a wedding invitation brailled for me. And I'm like, holy shit. Like he really wants me. And he lives in like South Dakota. So,
and I don't piece it together. I probably don't know.
Well, you know what? You might remember him because in '97, you and I were at my mom's house and this dude called. And it was before college start. It was like the week before college started or something. And he was like, hey man, there's going to be a party tonight. Blah, 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 blah. And I want to get there before the clicks.
Is he blind?
No, but he acts like one. He acts like a blind dude though. Funny enough.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, so you just don't want to hang
I just don't want to hang out with the guy, man. And I actually did hang out with him a few times. Like, when was it? about a year ago, he had a movie that he made, or an independent movie at the Independent Film Festival. And that kind of pissed me off too, because I went there, we watched the movie, we did the thing, then I had to use the bathroom. Well, then I walk out.
Oh, I think you said you told us this.
Did I
Yeah.
tell you about this guy? Yeah, I walk out and he's nowhere to be found. I'm like, where the fuck did he
Yes.
go? And he's over there
Yes.
dick lerping these movie people, and his son had to take me to by Uber. And I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
dude,
I remember that. Yeah, I
but it's
remember
not
that
just
part.
that. It's
All
just,
right. Okay. So you're hanging out with him again.
well, he's in town again, and
Okay.
So you're
So he
hanging out
texted-
with him again.
no, I haven't hung out with him. I
Okay,
actually,
good. Okay.
he texted me last weekend. And he said, I'm going to be in Vegas for punk rock bowling, and I'm like, oh fuck, and I'm like, all right, man.
Punk rock bowling. Is
Yeah,
that
I'm
is
going
that
to
a real
get
thing?
What is that?
I'm gonna get a stork every single night.
Is that a real thing?
I don't know.
Apparently
it
it
has
is.
to be. Of course it is. We're fucking human beings. Of course
Yeah.
it is.
It's all
They have
good.
My Little Pony naked greased up bowling somewhere, dude. So,
They probably do. They probably do. So anyway, it's just kind of one of those people that I really, he's just kind of stuck around, and I'm like, God damn, dude, I wish you would just kind of disappear, man. Just like fucking leave me alone.
well, Max, you might want to be yourself and talk to him about not hide your true feelings.
Oh yeah.
He's putting his own words back on him.
Well, here's the thing. It's like, well, do I have to revert back to being 5 years old and going, I don't want to be your friend anymore, or something like that? It's kind of like,
What is it about him that
Besides
for lack of a better word,
lot,
irks you?
We just don't have a lot in common, man. I mean, he's kind of, like, I remember one time when he was here, he wanted to go to all these like punk rock shows, and I ain't really feeling punk rock, man. I mean, I can respect it, but it's just not my thing. And
understood.
He's just kind of,
there's two ways you can play it. You can either lie to him and say, I'm busy and I can't hang out, or you can say, I don't want to hang out with you. Or you can go hang out with him and then, see what happens.
I don't feel like hanging out with him, honestly.
Well,
like
you say, I don't want to hang. I'm not in the mood. Either I'm not in the mood to hang out, or
I'm
busy.
doing something. I'm busy. Yeah.
Well, I mean, not even that. So I've been learning a little bit about assertiveness, right?
Okay. Yeah. That's why I want to tell you guys this shit.
And just saying the word no, like, nah, I'm good, or just even no. That no is a complete sentence, right?
Is that all it would take?
You don't have to explain. Oh, I have something that I have to do, so no.
What do you mean take? If you say no and he goes, well, but you say I'm not going, and then there's nothing to take.
True. So you just straight up say, hey man, nah, not really. I'm not feeling it, or whatever.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. Okay.
Like, what are you going to lose from this guy? See, that's the difference. Because with my situation,
exactly.
With my
like
situation,
if it was a relationship, like your situation. I mean, you
There's
basically
something
you're
you
going to
get
get
from your thing, I guess.
ostracized
you
from
don't
the group,
get anything
right?
from this guy. So the only thing you're doing is
And this
putting yourself
guy's
through
not
bullshit
gonna
for someone you don't give a fuck about at all.
Yeah.
Dude.
Well,
you're right.
This
guy's not going to see you for like years on end. Probably he's probably not going to come back and visit.
And
visit
even
you,
when he does see you, he does stuff that's so bad you tell it to us on our show, and then we go, oh my god, it's fucking ridiculous.
It's so annoying. It's like, yeah, okay, well. And
you don't even care. Not only do you not care about him, you're annoyed by them. You can't stand him. You're treating him like he's like a good friend and like his opinion fucking matters. Fuck no. Fuck this guy.
What I don't understand.
This is the thing. I envy this about you, Cruise Control. I don't have the ability to tell people to fuck off. It's kind of like you and Koala pointed out.
But I don't tell people to fuck off. I tell them I'm sick and I can't go, and I just fucking lie to them and get them off my back. And then after a while, they go, "Oh, this guy's not going to hang out with me," and then they don't.
Right.
Boom. If it doesn't work, then
they finally get the message. But I don't. What I don't understand. What I don't understand, Max, is that you're quick to like criticize or like be like, oh, that Mexi melt, this and that. Just an example. It was funny.
I like how you jumped to the Mexi melt right there.
No, I just like that. I just like that word.
No, but I get where he's going. I already get where he's going. So keep going. Yeah.
But like you can do that with some people. Like you can totally be like, I don't give a shit about you. Like fuck yeah.
I told you.
And then when you're in your little like certain circles, you're just like timid and like can't do it. And I'm like,
well,
why?
You pointed that out before. Well, remember you and Koala did, or somebody. Remember back on one of the previous shows? You know,
Yeah,
where
but it's very strange because the reason why this guy keeps contacting you is because you keep hanging out with him even though you don't want to. And then
Yeah.
so like it's like, and then you're like, why does he keep talking to me? Because you're not.
well, you know, and
You're not
it's
you're not
funny.
cutting him off, right? You're not
Yeah.
Well, I
distancing
mean, I
yourself
thought
from him.
when he sent me the Braille wedding invitation, you know, and I was like, no, man, can't make it, bro. Sorry. You know, that was it.
Why
That's
would
all
he think that's anything out of the ordinary? You're halfway across the country, so he's not going to think that's anything, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh my God, he's not coming to my wedding.
he's not
Fuck you.
he's not putting that together like, oh, he's not
Why
coming to
would
my
he?
wedding. He's not coming to my wedding because he doesn't like hanging out
Because
with
he
me.
thinks I'm a fucking
He's putting
doofus. Yeah.
he's doing the, oh, he lives way out there. He probably doesn't have any money. He probably can't do it. Okay, cool, whatever, you know.
Right. Yeah. Just it happens. It's life, you know, kind of thing.
So
Well, yeah, and that's
so
it. That's the bitch,
you've
man.
made a big deal about this Braille wedding invitation. Do you feel
Yeah.
like you owe him something?
No, not that. I just feel that, you know,
Okay.
like, damn, dude, you put a lot of effort into something. It was almost like you're trying to purchase the friendship, you know. That's
But
how I
that's
see it.
your
No.
perspective, though, because you
See,
don't
but
like the guy, so you're not even. But he doesn't even know that about you. He doesn't know you don't like him.
Yeah, well,
yeah,
that's right. And listen, I don't hate the guy. I don't, you know, like,
I mean,
it's just,
I honestly think it's kind of cool that he put it in Braille.
So do I.
I mean,
Like,
well, that's
I
a lot
I
extra.
think
I know
I
you had to
think
pay some money for that.
I think you don't like it because it
maybe.
makes you feel bad because you don't like the guy that much. But he did it anyway.
Well, and you're right. You are right. Yes, you are right. That's you know, kind of why I didn't. I was like, man, fuck, why did he do this? You know.
Yeah, like, why do I have to treat him with respect? Fuck.
Yeah. There we
Treating
go.
me with respect, he's fucking totally treating me. But then again, he didn't that one time when he was. But that's probably because it was in the moment. So this is what I'm realizing too. A lot of people are just so in the fucking moment that they do things so unintentionally that you think is intentional, and 90% of the time it's just because they're fucking so had their head so far up their ass.
I think that was the case. What you just said there, his head's so far up his ass, he was so dicklerfully.
And you have every right to be annoyed by that and say, I don't want someone like that in my life, because those people are the most annoying, because you almost can't blame them. Like,
Right,
there's
because they're
people in
so
my life. It's like, motherfucker, if you weren't okay, I can't. It's not because you're doing it because you're mean. It's because you're fucking stupid. All right,
that's the problem. There you go. You just hit the nail on the head. That's what I don't like about him, is he's just kind of a dumbass. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, this motherfucker, you know, he's kind of clueless and just like I said, I don't hate the guy. I just don't really like the guy. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, you know, just like Cruz does, you know, you could literally just say, you know, no, I'm good. I want to do that.
Yeah. Well,
and then if he protests, you could say, you know, the punk rock bowling thing. I like. Maybe I don't know if you like bowling. You know, you could say I
really.
like
I think bowling is kind of boring, but
boring. Okay, so for one, bowling is kind of boring, and for two, punk rock's just not your gig. So
yeah, I don't really care for punk rock. I mean, it's okay. Yeah. I don't
like
you know,
like you could listen to it for maybe 5 minutes, right?
5 minutes. Yeah, exactly. 5 minutes.
Have you ever told him, hey, I don't like punk rock?
No, actually, I never did.
And so he's
so that's what I'm saying. So he has this idea that you
like punk rock because you go to punk rock.
But you know what? Here's the thing. He knows I like rap. Obviously, he had
but he doesn't like rap.
No, actually, he does. He likes rap.
But anybody can like two different genres. I like.
He likes a lot of different stuff.
That's my point. He thinks you like punk rock. So he thinks you like him. He thinks you like punk rock. And there you go. There's why he wants to take you to punk rock bowling.
Use your voice, sir. Use your voice, sir.
I guess I'm gonna have to. You know, he texted me this afternoon. Oh, well, first he called and I didn't answer, and then he texted me and says, "Hey, I got an extra ticket to punk rock bowling. Do you want to go?" And I texted back. I said, "Remember, I told you I have a podcast tonight, man. So no, I can't go."
You see, but you're explaining all that. You could have literally just sent him no.
Just a straight up no, huh?
Yep. And called it a day.
And I guess
you
like
don't,
you
don't
say,
have to explain yourself.
I don't give a shit what the guy thinks about me, right? I really
if
don't.
you don't. If
do
you don't,
well, that's the question. Why are you asking? Can you wait? You asked the question. You said, "I don't care about what I think about him." Do I?
That was interesting.
You
Okay.
did, dude. That's what you said, man. You didn't
Yeah,
just
no,
go, I don't care what I think about
yeah.
it. You went,
Listen,
so it's
I'm
like
not.
you're asking us whether
You
whether
can't
we thought you
get
cared about
nothing.
him.
You can't get nothing past cruise control, can you?
I know. No, you can't. No, you can't, man.
Well, I know these things because I do this shit myself. I fucking get myself caught in the shit where I'm instead of just saying no, I don't want to do that. I'm like, well, I'm sick, or oh, it's like just fucking
Like,
tell these people
you feel
no,
you gotta.
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
The
but you know
fuck
what?
up, man.
You're a lot better than being able to tell people to fuck off than I am.
I think there's two reasons for it too, though, and a lot of it's not necessarily your fault. You're conditioned to do because a lot of people when you say no, I don't want to do that. Oh, come on.
Yeah, I do
And
get
it's like
the
I
come
just
on,
fucking
guys.
said don't, and you know certain people are, and he might be that kind of guy. Like, are you sure? Come on, I got an extra ticket. And you're like, I don't want to go. Oh, why don't you get out, Simon?
Yeah, he is kind of that guy. Like, well, like I told you, the one time when in
So there's
'97,
that part of it too.
you don't remember this, I probably, but you were at my mom's house. This dude called, and he wanted to go to some party, some college. He was like, "Yeah, dude, the cliques are going to start forming, and I want to get there before the cliques start forming, so we can."
God, yeah. No, I don't
It,
remember it, but just
you were
the way
there
you're
for that.
saying that.
I distinctly remember because
Oh,
I
I'm
was
sure because
hanging out
I would
with
be
you.
I'd be commenting on that.
Oh, and you did at the time. You're like, what a dumbass, or whatever it was
So
you said.
if he does, like, let's say you say no, and he pulls the come on, man, I'm in town and blah blah blah. You could say, yeah, you're right, you are in town, and it's true that that you have this extra ticket, but I'm still not going.
Oh, I let him know tonight I'm not going. I mean, I said
Yeah.
I got the podcast. This is what it is, and so
But what if
I
you had nothing? What if you had nothing going on and you had nothing to like say, oh, what would you do? Make up something?
I'd have made something up. Yep. I would have made something up for sure.
But what's wrong? What's wrong with just saying no?
I
Especially if
know.
you don't care about the guy.
I do it all the time. I have makes. I'm like, why am I making something up when I have every right to say I'm just not. I'm going to go. It's because we don't want to hurt their feelings, but also we're going to make yourself look good all the time too. Oh, I'm the great guy. I never say no. I never deny these people. So I never look rude.
Yeah.
I never look bad. And
Does asserting yourself necessarily make you rude?
No, that's the point. It's all bullshit in your own head. That's why you do this stupid shit.
That's interesting.
That's why I know what I'm talking about because I do it all the fucking time. It's not, and that's what a lot of people don't get about like people that say these kind of things. They say, well, "What do you know?" I'm like, "I know this because I do it myself.
Right,
I
you
see
lived it.
myself
You did
do
it.
this
Yeah.
shit." I'm like, "Why am I doing that? Why don't I just say, listen, I'm not going today, not in the mood." Instead of going, "Oh, well, I hurt my foot, and my foot's fine." Like, what the fuck am I doing?
Right, why am I making up such dumb shit? Yeah,
Stupid.
Yeah. You're right.
And also the whole
that upon further examination, somebody could be like, "Your foot wasn't hurt at all. I saw you jumping on your trampoline or something."
Or you get to the point where you're like the motherfucker's like,
somebody catches
another
you.
headache, another headache for James. Oh, he's got a headache. Oh yeah, sure he fucking does.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
people can see through that. They can really see through that. Some of that bullshit sometimes.
I'll tell you why you don't. It's better not to do that. But sometimes, sometimes there are times where you just got to be like that though, because they'll be like, "Come on."
Yeah, because they're too pushy, and it's like, "Fuck, man."
I know people like that. Believe me, we know certain people like that.
Well, why?
Yes, we do.
Why are you afraid? Why are you afraid of them? Why are you afraid of the come-ons?
Because it's much easier just to say because like these people make it a challenge
because they won't give it up, man. Yeah, they won't give it up.
They will make it a challenge for you to do shit, and it's like, you know what? And it's that's going to make them happy.
And they'll go to extra lengths to try to get you. Well, dude, I'll send an Uber to pick you up. I'll do this.
And you're just no.
Damn.
So it's like a double-edged sword because some people can't be rejected. They hate to be rejected too. So it's like this double-edged sword.
Give that man a cigar.
You can't fucking. It's like you can't win sometimes. So sometimes, like I said, it's a double-edged sword. It's like it's one of those times where you're like, So sometimes you got to read the room. But man, you're right, dude. Sometimes you say shit. You're like, why did I fucking tell them that? Oh well, I had it's like just
why did I even make something up? That was dumb, right?
Yeah.
That's it's it's crazy. I had a point and it left, and I can't remember what
I got a small one. I just think also it's a point of like we're so worried about everyone else's feelings, and we're thinking we're responsible for everybody else's feelings too,
and we're not.
It's true. True that.
No.
True.
Shit. Well, actually, other people's feelings about us aren't even any But that's a great quote. I don't know. Maybe you said it, Louie. I don't know if it was you or somebody, but what other people think about you is none of your business. I don't know if you said that before.
No, I don't. I
I don't
I
think
don't
I don't
recall
remember
saying
that.
that.
I
I don't
don't
First
recall
time I've
saying
heard
that.
I heard that and I'm like, holy shit.
I would love to take credit for that, but I don't remember saying
I,
it.
because it makes sense.
Hey,
Because like
You guys keep talking. I got to piss, so just do your thing real quick.
all right, so now we can
Uh,
talk shit about you. All right,
Talk shit about me.
No, you can't.
you can't piss.
Oh, come on.
Oh,
Just
come
God damn it, the
on.
play.
just
I'll
stay
be
on
right
the
Stay
podcast.
on. Come on. Don't go
Don't
piss.
I'll be
don't
right
go
back.
piss.
No, don't leave yet. Don't leave yet. Don't go.
Come
See? Oh,
on.
he actually left. I thought he would stay and go, no, I gotta go. And then we kind of keep him here until he pissed himself. Let's say I was gonna try to do some psychological Pavlovian shit on him where you just stay until his bladder bursts. No, man, people are fascinating, man. That's kind of like a lot of what like when I talk about this kind of stuff,
Yeah.
it's like it's a lot of it's not because I'm like Trump or figuring out what to do. It's mainly because like, God damn, it's like you watch this shit,
You're looking in the mirror. You're looking in the mirror.
Oh yeah, a lot of times.
I look in the mirror a
absolutely.
lot when I see some certain clients. I'm like,
Oh, absolutely.
holy
Absolutely.
crap! I do that too. What?
Yeah.
Oh,
And like with my,
I don't have the answer either.
but then I'm also sometimes like, God, and I think this is something that a lot of like, thank God I don't think like that, like those people in that group. I'm like,
Right.
in a lot of ways, like, thank God, but I'm not like, oh man, I don't know. It's weird.
You could technically you could be there like that because of your visual impairment, right? You could totally like
I could
run
probably
that.
get away with some of it, but here's the thing about all that intersectionality bullshit and all that DEI bullshit is that there's always
they see you as a straight white male.
Yeah, and there's
That's
always
what
a
they
shifting
see.
power dynamic too. And so like the straight white takes precedence over the disabled,
Yeah, I agree.
And because that's how those things work. It's jostling the power. Every month there's a new hire on the power. Like right now, the trans people on hire. A couple months it'll be the maps. I'm sure at some point they'll be the ones that are pushed up. Because they gotta be progressive.
I can't stand those.
Dude, of course. Who could stand those?
I can't stand those.
And the funny thing is, a lot of those people will say, if I hear that anybody's a map in our group, will beat their ass. I'm like, yeah, but your ideology lets them in. Your acceptance ideology is the reason why they're even fucking remotely associated with you.
And just the idea that we've actually almost have put that into our vocabulary that it's okay to call somebody that.
Yeah.
Instead of actually calling them what they really are.
Yeah, fucking piece of shit. Yeah.
Right.
Well, but it's not their
fault. They're not maps, they're POSs.
Yeah, damn right. Anyway, yeah, man. So
what it do, motherfuckers?
Oh, there he's back. Okay, he didn't piss himself.
I went and pissed. I took a piss.
That's good. Yes. You broke free of the chains, Maxwell. You took control of your own destiny and did what you were supposed to do.
I have to in some cases.
But what if your friend said, "Hey, can you just stay on the podcast and just?"
I'd be like, "I got to piss, player. I'll see you in a minute." Like I just did.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But see, I bet if that dude,
you're all bold and brave.
It's because he knows us. But I bet if that dude did, he would stay on and wouldn't have gone pissed.
No.
So if he was on with strangers,
come on.
He would stay on the whole time until his bladder exploded and then he'd get off.
Actually, well, no, you remember because I can be mean to strangers. It doesn't matter to me, But,
see, I don't believe that.
I don't know, man.
Your track record precedes you.
Or maybe it's the middle ground.
Doesn't look good.
Well, no, because like for a stranger, I don't care, but for somebody I know, because I do know this guy from college. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's because I tell you what it is. I think it's because you don't know him well. I think it's because you know him, but not well. It's that middle ground where because you wouldn't do that with us. You'd be like, fuck off. I'm going to go fucking piss. But it's those middle ground people that you don't know very well, that you don't know how they react, that you fucking will be like, oh, well,
yeah, you know that we don't care. You know that we're like, yeah, he does this all the time.
But,
every single time.
for this person, yeah, it's kind of like, well, I don't, or I mean, he's told me about him. Obviously, well, I know enough about him, but I'm like, I don't really care. It's kind of like
people also change, right? So let's just say that he thought that you were once into punk rock.
I don't know where he would have gotten that.
Well, I mean, because you hung out with him.
Yeah, you hung out with him and made him. Yeah, you went all these things. Did you ever say, I'm not into punk rock? You never told him that.
I never did straight up come out and say, hey, man, I'm really not feeling punk rock.
But
Yeah.
but what I'm saying is like people
Yeah.
do change. Sometimes people who loved punk rock
Yeah.
back in the 90s are just like, I
Exactly.
don't
You can
care
make up
about
some
that shit
story. You can give
anymore.
them a story. We can say something like, yeah, man, in 97, I had this instance with a donkey in Tijuana and there was punk rock playing and I didn't know, I was chained up
See,
to a wall.
but then that's
There was a fucking
but then
strobe
that's
light
making it
and
that's making up stuff for no reason again, you know, like come
I don't know.
on.
I don't know if that's making up stuff.
I mean, it's just
Oh,
kind of like, well, and our friend Ray, shout out to Ray, said at one point, he was like, man, you should look at that as a compliment. I mean, obviously this guy's still kicking down your door to hang out with you, and obviously you made an impact on him. And I'm like,
that's true, but the thing is that just because somebody has an interest in you, like let's just
it's
put
not
it in
always a
another
positive
perspective.
interest, is it? Yeah.
But let's put it in perspective. That that girl who used to call you Goatee,
Oh yeah.
he had an interest in you, I think.
Mhm.
Oh,
It
totally.
seems
She did.
like,
Yeah, she
right?
definitely did. Yeah, yep, she did.
And but you were able to say, I'm not interested in you.
I
So
had to do
can
it through a
you
crazy
can't
way, though.
you did, yeah. I mean, you don't necessarily have to do that with this guy, but you could just be like,
and
yeah,
you
I'm
didn't
good, man.
have to do it in a crazy way. You just did
Yeah,
it
that's
in that
true.
crazy.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. That's
There's
true
a way you
too.
could have handled that in a different way,
You
but you
know,
didn't.
Yep.
which reminds me of something else. Speaking of woketry, so
Oh,
back in the day,
he's changing the subject. This
well,
is what he's
no. Hold on. It's going to come back around. But back then, the girl, the girl that called me Goatee, she was always very, she'd touch me, and then she would use the whole, oh, I'm Latina, so that's what we do, and that's our culture. So on one hand, if I'm not accepting of her culture, am I a racist or a what do they call them, xenophobe or
That's called
whatever?
an excuse to do whatever she wants to do.
Well, I guess that's the point. That's the point. But yet,
And
on the
make you
other
feel
hand,
bad about saying no.
this is
That's why
this is the Wokatree's fucking noose right there. Because
it's like
on
a
one
goddamn
hand,
cycle.
like,
but
hey, wait a minute,
what about so what I don't understand is like some people want you to respect their culture, but what if it's your culture to be like distant and like not
No.
want
That
to be
doesn't work.
touched?
No.
are certain motherfuckers
Yeah,
that don't like being touched. Just like if
right,
somebody has
right.
autism or something
It
like that.
always comes back to power because in every situation, there's one culture that inevitably is better or more moral or something than the other and has the more right to do something. And it's always
Exactly.
And
So
then
in
they
her
claim
case,
it's not. And then they get mad when it's the one. It's fucking.
all right. Well, let's put the shoe on the other foot. Let's say if I'm a male and I happen to be Latino, and I start touching her all the time, and I go, "Oh, it's just part of my culture."
It's just part of my culture.
Yeah. We're those kind of people. Hey, now you sound like a Mexi melt.
Because I am.
Sounds a little bit like Popeye too.
Hey, baby, it's part of my culture. Let
Actually,
me
sounds
lick
like
your.
Popeye and Speedy Gonzalez mixed.
Hey, hey, it's part of my culture. Let me bite your nipple through your shirt.
Arriba, arriba, ándale, ándale. Ah, I'm strong to the finish because I eat my spinach.
I'm
That's
Pappy.
hilarious,
Pappy the
bro.
Sailor Man.
Actually, he'd be Pepe. Pepe, not Popeye.
I'm
Poppy.
the Sailor
Poppy the
Poppy, or
Sailor
Poppy.
Man.
Yeah, he'd be Poppy.
I'll go for
Pappy
your
the Sailor
garbage
Man.
cans.
Puppy the Sailor Man. I go and cash in my cans.
Oh man.
Oh shit. Damn.
Oh, so what were we talking
I
about?
hope we don't get caught when we're at Home Depot. No,
Home Depot.
yeah.
Home Depot.
This is the part of the show where it gets reckless.
Anyway, no, it's just funny
That reminds me of Ralphie May. He says, "Yeah, I think I want to embrace the Mexican culture. They sit there around Home Depot, riding around with no insurance,
Yeah.
Why not? They get free hotel rooms,
touching each other all the time. Oh
Yeah,
man,
pretty much.
shit,
So-
man. So any new info from the HOA lit?
Oh yeah, okay. Well, there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. So obviously Madeline sold her unit, so she's out of here. She's moved, and so there's
that balance of power has shifted then because it wasn't.
there's an empty spot on the board.
Ooh,
And so they had an election. They had an election now,
Oh no!
and actually, this other guy, Richard, and another dude. See, this is where we, remember I was telling you guys that I think PJ reached out to other owners when he shouldn't have. So there's now a guy named Kirk who doesn't even live in Las Vegas, who lives in California, who wants to get on the somehow wants to get on the board. And his statement was ridiculous. It was like,
So it sounds like PJ has them in his like almost like in his back pocket. Like,
there
hey,
you go.
if you win this election, then anything that I vote on, you guys
You have to
vote
vote for
the
it.
same. You
Okay,
vote
so
for it too.
Yes, sir.
So what? These are for the 2 open positions, right? Because
Two
you guys
open positions. Yeah, Richard and Kirk. Now that what
and there's
happened?
the only 2 people that applied.
They're the only. Yeah. Well, then
Wow.
there was me. Obviously, see, that's the other thing because my term ended. When I first got on the board, I said I only wanted a year, right, just to try it out, see if I liked it.
Mhm.
And well, my term has come to an end, but and I was actually on the ballot too, but I didn't get as many votes as Kirk and Richard.
So you're no longer on the board?
I'm still on the board. I'm still on the board until they figure out, because Kirk and Richard, they pretty much tied. So now they got to have a runoff vote. But now, see, remember, Madeline's position opened. And, so now I could actually be reappointed. That's what, Anthony tells me.
If you want to or not.
Oh, I want to.
Now you want to.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to because well, that's and the other
personal.
thing is,
it's personal now.
Yeah, it's personal now. God damn it! So
no, it is. It is personal, man. Yeah.
So
anyway, go ahead.
PJ let's just say Richard wins. Okay,
that'd be great.
And you got
we
Kirk.
want Richard's our guy. We want Richard actually.
You do.
He's the dude. Okay. Yeah, we want Richard because actually, I think it was Anthony talked Richard into running originally.
Oh, okay.
And so we actually took Richard to breakfast one morning.
It's not 2 people that could potentially vote with PJ on everything.
No. Richard is not feeling PJ at all. So
okay,
now the Kirk guy, I don't know, because like I said, he lives out of state, so it's a very high.
What's he doing? What's he doing on the ballot anyway? He lives out of state.
Yeah, he owns a unit here, but he lives out of state, which is kind of funny. Which makes me think that PJ talked him into running or something.
No, not necessarily. You don't have any. Do you have any correlation or any idea that they've talked at all before?
No, I have no idea of anything about those.
So that's like a reach because you have no idea whether they've talked before. Now, if there was some way like you knew, Kurt was
no, I haven't heard anything.
Okay.
That's it. I'm only speculating.
In collusion with
yeah,
not yet.
I can only speculate on that one. But
that's absolute speculation. There's no relationship that you know of.
But Richard definitely does.
So now Cruise Control is putting on his lawyer hat and he says, "Objection, speculation."
Objection, Your Honor.
Damn right, man. I'm an armchair. This was being an armchair lawyer, philosopher, psychologist.
Actually, you could have been. You could have been an attorney, man. You missed your calling, actually. I think. But
oh god.
But yeah, would you want to do all that work, all that studying, stupid shit,
all the fucking dealing with fucking stupidity?
Oh, I got to pass the bar, Charlie.
Plus, I'm an artist at heart. I like to create. Hey.
So anyway, that's.
Maybe you need Adderall.
Yeah, right. Congrats if you take Adderall.
Congrats.
And Grizzles, man.
Oh, man.
Congrats.
And a great taking a controlled substance to control your emotions.
Matter of fact, if you start taking meth, that'll be even better, dude.
Congratulations on regulating your emotions with controlled substance.
Yeah, you need drugs to control your emotions. Isn't that good?
So what else is going on? So now the elections are tied.
So elections tied.
How are they tied?
It's called a runoff. It's now called a runoff.
So that even happened, dude.
So they've sent ballots out again. They've sent ballots out again. And so people are voting, for either Richard or Kirk. And now Madeline's positions come open. So PJ's going, well, there's an open position. We could put them both on the board. And we're going, no, fucker. It doesn't work that way. But of course, it's just, dude, it's more drama.
Is he gonna? Oh shit! Can he vote himself back on or no?
PJ?
Yeah.
That's the bitch. PJ is still on. We want him to resign. We want him off the board.
I don't understand how you have a majority to kick him off.
That's what I can't understand. Because I've said
something...
that before too. I'm like, why can't we vote him off? And they're like, well, it has to be the whole community has to. And I'm like, why does the whole community have to do it? How come the board can't just vote him off? You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't just say we don't want him on. He's a problem. He causes trouble. You know,
whole thing is human-made fucking power structures of bullshit.
Yes,
like
exactly what it is.
We've got to have these fucking stupid organization in our fucking place. So we have these positions to give people imaginary power to make them fucking selves feel.
When does PJ's term end?
I think he ends in 2026, from what I was told. Something like January 2026 or something like that.
Yeah, well, if you're saying why can't they have them both on the board, then that does lead a little bit of credence to your idea, because why would he give a shit unless he knew? Like, right. We can have them both on. Why would he, what is that? I don't understand, because unless he knows.
Well, that's what it is. He wants it so I'm off. He wants me off the board because he knows that because he keeps referring me to me in emails as Anthony's best friend.
See, that should get him kicked off immediately, because you are a board member and it should be Brett, because that's
prejudicial
statement.
It's a prejudicial statement. I agree.
You should be able to kick him out off that. Anthony's best friend. It's like,
yeah, it's prejudicial language. It's like his best friend, Maxwell.
I guarantee you, he would be upset if you said that about him, about Marilyn. Oh, your best friend Madeline,
his girlfriend Madeline, or something
girlfriend Madeline, or best friend taking you to get your grocery shopping done every day.
Yeah,
man, fucking the whole thing's stupid though. Like I said, the whole thing's just a power play for.
It's totally. Here's the other thing. Okay, so there were two. That's right. There were two positions that were being, because they want to. Well, PJ wants to grow the board. So this Colleen chick got voted on, right? But she doesn't weigh in on shit. He speaks for her. Matter of fact, at the end of the email, he'll always sign off Colleen and PJ.
Wait a second. Well, wait. You know this Colleen person?
Oh, I know her. Yeah. I've talked.
Okay, so how did she get?
And I thought she always hated PJ. That's the thing.
She got on the board during PJ's run.
Yeah, PJ's still on there. Yep. Yeah, this is right now.
No. When did she come on?
Oh, she came on. Yes, when we had the election. So there was her name, there was my name, and there was Kurt and Richard.
Wait, no. Step back for a second. Why did PJ get to allow another person to be in the group when he's not the president, or even he's?
Here's the thing. Because he goes, we need to grow the board from 5 people to 7.
Okay,
because he was getting tired of getting outvoted. That's why
it's packing the court.
But that's not my point. Like, did he do this as the president or after?
No. He was no longer president when he did.
Then how the fuck did it even happen?
Because he reached out to these people via email and said, "Oh, we need to grow the board. We need to get."
Yeah, Anthony's. Yeah, he ain't doing no. It's bullshit. How the fuck does one person who's not the president and just a member get to decide to increase the fucking group to 7?
That's
without a vote.
That's it. And that wasn't a vote. No, we never voted. I never voted on that shit. No.
What? Wait. So let me get this straight. PJ was president. There were 5 people. PJ is no longer president. Anthony's president, and PJ says, "I want more people." So there's 7 people.
Well, there shouldn't be 7 people. He wants to increase the size of the board because he keeps getting outvoted.
But that's my point. So now there's only 5 people, right?
Yeah. Well, let's see. There's myself. There's PJ. There's Anthony, and that's it. There's just actually, you know what? It's just the 3 of us for now until somebody wins that election.
Okay. So then there'll be 4 people.
Yeah, and that's what it should be.
Okay, but there's not 7 yet.
No, we don't want a 7. Oh no, I'm sorry. Colleen, there's Colleen. That makes it 4. My bad.
That makes it 5.
4 right now because Colleen's on the board. Colleen actually got on.
Well, that's my point. There's a total of 5 people on.
Yeah, there would be once Richard or Kirk.
Okay, because I was about to say if he had 5 people on and then PJ wasn't president, and all of a sudden PJ said he wanted 7, and there were 7.
Yeah, no. Well, the one thing is now Madeline's position is open, so that would make it 6, huh?
No, it'd make it 5 because
that's right.
Because Kurt's coming in.
either Kurt or Richard.
Well, anyways, we're getting in the woods about fun.
We're getting in the weeds. We're getting in the woods. We're getting in the.
But my point is that if Anthony were president and Patrick actually has the way of getting it to 7 people, then Anthony is or whoever's running that shit is fucking incompetent. That's just the bottom line, because that doesn't make any fucking sense. Mike, you hear what I'm saying, Louie, a little bit?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any goddamn sense. Okay, PJ's been voted out. PJ says those 7 people now. Oh, we have nothing we can do. There's 7 people.
No, PJ is still on the board as a director, but he's not president. He's not president anymore.
Yeah, I know that.
So these are things he just proposes, like, oh, we should get. But yeah, so it's right now it's me, Anthony, PJ, and Colleen.
And then you want Richard because you don't want Kurt because Kurt's the wild card and you'd rather have Richard.
Yeah, I don't know who Kurt is. I don't know shit about Kurt. So yeah, we'll see.
And Colleen is obviously whatever. Who knows?
And then if my term comes, see, that's the thing though. My term is technically up, so I would be off the board. But see, Anthony wants to reappoint me, so that's what, because now that Madeline's gone, you know what I'm saying? Madeline's no longer on the board because she's moved. So yeah, that's what's happening there.
And Patrick wants Richard and Kurt to get on the board and have you off the board.
Yeah, he's tried for that. Yes, he was like, there's Madeline's positions open, so they both could be on the board. And we're going, no, fucker, that's not how it's going to work. And but he still wants to call the shots, because he's a fucking narcissistic, fucking Ginzo.
The whole thing is ridiculous.
It's completely ridiculous. I agree,
but it's entertaining in my opinion.
Well, of course, that's why you guys always ask me every show what's going on with the
because
HOA.
It's like a soap opera, man. It's like I said, watching it. It's you on Safari. It's your Safari.
Yeah, it's
I've got my Safari.
Show.
I've got my Safari, which is my improv
group.
You've got yours, which is your HOA.
And since you guys like, I got a transportation thing for you guys too. Since you like those too. So the other day,
does it involve the Mexi Melt?
No Mexi Melts. No Mexi Melts are involved. He's like, damn, they were late. No, what happened? Well, this is funny. So I get a text from this driver I know. Her name's Sherelle, and she calls me Mr. B. She's like, hey, Mr. B, I'll be there for you at 7:27. And I'm like, okay, great. I'll see you then. So then she texts me back and she says, just as I sent that text, they took you off my manifest. And I'm like, really? And she's like, there must be a closer driver. And I'm like, I guess so. Well, there was a closer driver, which happened to be a paratransit bus. See, Sherelle drives Silver Ride. So that's the car service, So they sent a bus for me. I'm like, oh, fuck. Okay, they sent a bus, which got there to me about 7:18. Well, no, hold on now. So when I get on this bus, so here was they sent the closer vehicle, but now we had like 2 pickups and 2 drop-offs and all this shit, and I actually wound up getting to work late now. Whereas if Sherelle would have came and got me, so this is the shit they do, man. The motherfucker doing the scheduling or whatever it is, they're like, oh, well, she's not as close. There's a bus that's closer. Oh, let's put him on that bus. That'll get him to work on time. Nope, it actually got me to work later. So it was dumb to even do that. They should have just left me on Sherelle's manifest,
Well, it's
bureaucracy. You gotta love it.
Bureaucracy. Not much to say about it. I mean, it's just like, who knows who's running that shit? It's probably an algorithm. It's probably even a person. Probably some fucking AI that just like switched it over to like some automated fucking system.
You're probably right, dude. It probably is some kind of AI shit now.
And so Silver Ride always drops you off first. There's no chance that they would have taken you.
They have once in a while they'll get a pickup or drop. But see, some of those drivers, they'll say, "Oh shit, they gave me," like the guy that picked me up on Friday. He's like, "Man, they want me," because and he was doing it smart.
Yeah, I've had drivers like that too.
Yeah, they'll think outside the box.
They'll say, they'll think outside the box. Yeah.
He's like, wait, if I go pick up this person before I drop you off, then I got to take that person all the way across town, and they're going to be with me. So he actually went and got that guy and then dropped me off.
Yeah, and it's always the people. It's like the people who know Vegas too. And then there's these new motherfuckers that move here and don't know Vegas.
Yes.
Like, oh, this looks closer. Like, no. It's across town. Oh, we'll take DI. No. We got to go over here. No.
Actually, I had a situation like that one time. It was on Paratransit where I happened to hear his GPS
Yeah.
and it gave a Jones address. And we were over here on my side of town picking a guy up at UNLV. And so I said, wait a minute. So you're going to take this guy way across town, and then come back over here and drop me off? I said, I'm at, Flamingo and Eastern. And he's like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll take you home first. So
yeah,
but thank God I
thank God you caught that, because otherwise he would have gone all the way across town, then all the way back, and you would have been on that bus for 30 minutes longer.
Yep, exactly.
Stupid ass shit, man.
It's like that stupid the one night you were riding with me. Remember, we were going in a circle pretty much.
Yeah,
picking up.
Oh
and
God, dude. And here's the thing about those. Here's the thing about that too. Is that regardless of anything else, you always want the vans and the cars because the ride just seems shorter.
Well, because they're not picking up as many people.
Well, no, but not only that, but also you
people.
don't have that I don't know what it is. It's that sound, that bus sound. It reminds me of when I was a kid. It makes you drowsy. It makes you irritable. And then it stops and you're beep, beep, beep. All right, and all of a sudden, and then you're hoping someone, oh, please don't be a wheelchair. Fuck.
It's a wheelchair. Yep. They get off the bus and you hear them open the lift and you're like, son of a bitch.
Yeah. God damn. That's the same way as on public transportation too. You're sitting on that.
That's so funny.
You're like, all right, I'm getting down. It's all of a sudden they stop. All of a sudden, and then you have to get out of your fucking seat, especially on Charleston.
You're not the only dude, man, who complained about that. This other guy who I interviewed one time, who happened to be a rapper, he was talking because he was from New York. And he was bitching about people getting on the subway. That
fucking hate wheelchair drivers on the normal fucking buses. Like, God damn it.
Oh yeah.
But on Paratransit, it's like, okay, because you, and then like I said, that sound, that raggedy fucking broken sound. You know what I'm talking about?
You talking about as you're driving?
Yeah. And you're like drones, and you're like tired after work or tired before work. You're like, it's like,
no. Don't forget the rattling too, like the lift rattles a little bit.
And it brings back sped bus days from like when you're 12, when you're like crashed out on your bus.
And we're never going to get away from that. Like other motherfuckers who grew up, that rode the bus as a kid that drive now, they don't have to deal with that anymore. But for us, we're like, son of a bitch.
And then you get the fucking people, of course, and then you get more of them. So you get the you're like, oh no. Because even the goose in the car, I don't know, they're more calmer. Maybe that's that rattles them up or something, gets them all fucking.
Actually, you know what? The tards in the cars, the tards in the cars,
tards in the cars go round and round. Anyway, tards in the
cars. They're actually the ones we picked up in Silver Ride are usually pretty mellow, like
because they're in striking distance. That's why they put them on those buses, because they're not in striking distance. They can put them in a backing, like far away from anybody.
So you got to be a good retard.
That
to
back purgatory
Ride.
Wheelchair corner. You know the one I'm fucking talking about, the far back one.
Fuck yeah!
No seats around it. It's like
they'll punch you,
slap around and shit and move around, and.
Actually, I had a tard kick me one time. I told you that story, right?
Yeah.
Where and the driver kept seeing him making like hitting motion. She was like, "Stop it, Carlos! Stop!" And then finally, she pulled the bus over and like made him like go back a few seats. And I asked her later. I was like, "How did you know he's about to do something?" She was like, "By his motions, by his body language. I saw he was, I was like, oh shit."
He's like, he looks at the bald ass and goes, "This motherfucker, I want this motherfucker.
I'm gonna whip your body ass,
motherfucker ass. Get on my back, motherfucker.
Look, I'm not blind. I'm retarded, but not blind, nickel.
Probably a skinhead, man. Probably a Nazi. Fucking bang.
Actually, that's a little too much. That's a little too much thinking, but
I'm gonna screw over. I'm gonna screw, motherfucker.
But I know what you're saying. He blind. He can't. Well, it's like being a kid. Like some kids. I've had kids, even as an adult, kids try to fuck with me. Sometimes, you know what I mean? I don't know if you guys have had that. Have you ever had kids try to climb you as an adult?
Oh, trying to climb you?
No.
Ah, shit. I have.
I think that's a full blindo thing and not a partial.
Oh, totally.
It's if you're walking with a cane.
Well, they knew. Okay, what happened was at my job back in the day when I was doing different stuff. We had kids come in that were doing community service. And one kid was actually trying to, like I remember I was in the aisles or something, shelving stuff, and he comes up and he's like, He's trying to like make growling sound. I'm like, this motherfucker's retarded. You know, I was probably about my late 20s or something. I'm like, really, dude? You're gonna come up to me and make monster sounds? Like you think you scare me? Nicka, you know? So yeah, dude. And there was one time actually I was walking back when I used to walk to work, and I had a kid say, you know, hey, watch out. And I'm like, are you fucking, is that for me? And I turned around and I said, hey, why you tell me to watch it? What are you telling me to watch out for? And the kid with him was like, I didn't do it. And I'm like, well, who did? And the other kid was like, it was me. And I'm like, why are you saying that? And he's like, I'll beat your blind ass. So for a second, man, I was like, oh yeah. And then I'm like, oh shit, wait, I'm an adult. I can't do shit to this guy. I was like, okay, never mind. And I just kind of walked away. I was like, I can't do anything to him.
Like, dude, they have a video of he's beating the shit out of a 10-year-old.
Well, he was a teenager. He was like 15 or 16 or something.
Like,
but you're right, man.
Like he grabbed him and fucking slamming his head against the fucking light pole and shit.
Yeah, here it is. I'm 28 years old, whooping his ass.
Beating
you know, like
he's like kicking him to the ground.
I have a funny story about that, and
okay.
I was 17, so I'm sure that I was okay, you know, for doing this.
Yeah.
You know, you're under the age limit or whatever.
Right, you still can whoop a kid's ass.
right. So what I did, I was walking with a cane, and I actually had like a suitcase in my arm because I was going to visit my girlfriend at the time.
Oh, okay.
And like I was going to stay for days, like a few days, you know.
So you had a few days worth of clothing packed. Yep.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. I had a, you know, and I could hear these kids messing around from like a block away. And I said to myself, if they mess with me, because I could, you know, you could tell that they're like little kids that screw around with people, like just the way that they were talking. I was like, I bet you they're going to mess with me.
Okay. So what did they do?
And so one of them came up to me and they said, "Hey, man," like kind of a little bit aggressive.
You could tell that there was something. Yeah, there was some bullshit.
So I took my cane and I hit him in the head.
Oh, damn. Well, what did he say to you? What was said to you that made you go?
Because I knew they were a pack of dudes.
And they said, "Hey, man." What else did they say? "Hey, man, you're you know."
Nothing.
All he said was, "Hey, man," and that was enough to hit him.
Yep. Because I knew that they were just one of those, like, that there's like a posse of people that
you picked up on a vibe or something.
Yeah, there was some kind of vibe. He's like, "What did you do that for?" I was like, "Because you were trying. I know you were what you guys were trying to do. You were trying to fuck with me. So that's what you get. Anybody else want it?"
How old were these kids, man?
They were probably like maybe 12, 13.
Great. They deserve. I bet he didn't do that shit again.
He probably did. He did deserve it. I'm sure.
I bet he didn't do that shit again, man. Kids need to learn how to learn hard lessons. That's the problem. No one's teaching. That's why they're adults, like we have in fucking theater classes.
Yeah, no kidding.
Back to that again, huh?
Everything's been given to them. They've been, they've been.
Well, that's my new, because I've heard this the whole, like, that's a joke that a lot of people have for woke communities.
Yeah.
Those fucking theater kids, man.
Theater kids.
It's like a joke. So anyway, but but it's like this. It is that same kind of don't want to hurt your feelings, and then grow up to become these people that are destroyed by anything that happens to them.
Right.
So he messed with somebody, punched him. He goes, now next time he's going to do that. And go, well, maybe I shouldn't be a dick.
Right.
Right. It takes me back to that scene in Bad Santa when he goes, "I beat the shit out of some 10-year-olds today. It made me feel a lot better." And then the elf goes, "You need many years of therapy." But
it was only one swat. It was only one time. Just a
whack. Just enough. Enough of a whack.
It was a sharp, like it's like a ruler against the fucking hand.
I'm gonna slap your hand for acting out. Yeah. Absolutely.
You were right. I approve.
I do too. I actually do too.
And if I didn't approve, then I would ostracize you from this group, and you would no longer be a part.
Yeah, because you know what? As long as we approve
of
what
then
you do,
you'd be a group of two.
We'd be a cult. We'd be a cult, man.
We'd be a cult. Cult of personality, because we got
personality. Cultural personality.
Speaking
of that,
what is that? Lenny Kravitz?
You know what we haven't? No, that's Living Color is the name of the group. Remember them? like the rock black group. They're a black group that did.
Did it Glamour Boy? I'm a Glamour Boy.
That's right. That was another one. That was another
Yeah.
minor hit of theirs. Speaking of which, we haven't done this in a while, guys. The countdowns.
Oh, what year?
Man, you know what? Let's do 1988, dude. Because that's when A Living Color came out, right?
This time 1988. What do you think? Is that
Yeah,
good?
I'm good.
All
All
right.
right, let's do it. Let's see what they got. What was popping? I don't think we did 88 before, have we? As a
I
year?
don't think so. I don't think so.
We probably have, but we'll do it again.
All right.
So
Okay, let's do it.
and it's probably a different time of the year. So
It was May of
Yeah.
1988. Let's see.
It comes from a song from May of 1988.
1840 ranks them. Billboard counts them down. I'm Casey Kasem.
Hello, everyone. It's Casey Kasem's Tonight we're going to hear a dedication.
You do a lot better at Casey Kasem
A
impression.
dedication from
Who?
Mary.
He does a better one than I do, or do I do?
No, he does. He does one better than I do.
Mary said, "Dear Casey, when I was 12 years old, my mom grew marijuana plants in her backyard. My mother passed away from cancer years ago, and after smoking many joints."
I don't remember him having that thing going on with the shuck my
he's got like a Casey Kasem.
But I always heard I'm Casey Kasem. He's like his S's were very well pronounced, I thought, from what I remember.
Casey Kasem. But he always
40 ranks him, Billboard counts him down. I'm Casey Kasem.
So you don't think he had the suffering succotash thing?
Yeah, he didn't have. I don't remember him having a speech impediment.
No, it was more like it was not a speech impediment. He had this like thing to his voice.
He was the one that did Shaggy, actually. Zoink Scoob, and his S's were very well pronounced. I thought, from what I remember.
All right, so
what do we got?
Fuck you guys! I think you're wrong. Let's see, May 24th. That's 2025. What the fuck? Burpy derp. Hold on.
Go back.
Burpy
derp.
I bet you we wouldn't know any of those songs on there. Be like, oh,
I wouldn't know any of that shit. Well, there might be a few that I've heard.
There might be a few,
passing, but I'm not very well.
Oh wait, no, it's not. I'm sorry, I was wrong. It's week of May 21st, 1988. Perfect.
1988, May 21st.
May 21st. So we'll start with number 20. We'll get some greatest hits from after 20. So let's see. Let's just go later on. So let's say number 30 is let's just do this. We're gonna go to 100. We're gonna go do a little bit more. We're gonna go to 100, but not do the whole 100. I'm gonna do 100, 90, 80, 70, 60. Then we'll do the top 20.
Okay.
So number 100, the last song from that week on the hits is the Smithereens, Only a Memory. It's a new song, so I never noticed that. All right, number 90. 90. Going Back to Cali.
Hey, LL Cool J.
78 weeks on there. Going Back to Cali.
Cali.
Or not 78
I don't think
weeks.
so.
I don't think so.
It was weeks on the chart.
Huh?
14 weeks on the chart. It was Going Back to Cali.
Damn. And 88?
Yeah.
Wow.
Sounds about right.
That was later for some reason. Okay.
Nah.
All right. So number 80. Stevie B, Dreaming of Love.
Oh Lord.
Oh,
Stevie B.
I remember Stevie B. Dreaming of
Love. We had one of the most bagel
it's
and cream
the Because I Love You thing.
Because I love you.
Terrible,
that
terrible
was the same
fucking
one,
song. Yes, no, but this is Dreaming of Love. I'm dreaming of love. Some fucking song.
Yeah, one of his more upbeat. Yeah,
probably.
Okay.
Number
it's
70.
Like probably one of those.
Oh, of course, very synth driven.
So something like that.
Ooh, a Sade song at number 70.
Sade?
Sade.
What song is that?
The song is called Paradise.
Paradise.
Dear Casey.
I'm trying to remember that song. I don't know. That one doesn't stand out.
I bet you I would know it by hearing it, but not knowing the title.
Yeah, if you heard it, you might know it. Paradise.
Yep,
okay.
Right at 69, right below that.
Oh,
first week on the chart.
I think I know. Okay. All right. Feels like paradise. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway, 69 was
song right below that was Hold On to the Night.
Oh, Richard Marx. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, number 60. Number 60 is another Richard Marx song. Funny enough. It's had with nights in it.
Endless Summer Nights.
Yes. Endless
Oh,
summer
wow.
nights. Ooh, I remember.
The only Richard Marx song I know is the "I'll Be Waiting" or what is it?
Right Here
Waiting for
Waiting?
you or whatever.
Right,
Yeah,
Right Here
that
Waiting?
song.
Oh, wow.
Waiting for you,
Yeah,
waiting for
I don't know. I don't know all
you.
his like.
He had that one song. I don't
Every
know why I keep coming back to you. That was a good one. I don't know why I keep
Oh yeah,
coming
that's right.
back. That was like
I
a
like
I do
91 or
remember
should have
something.
that
known
one.
better. Better is a great song.
That was a good one.
He's actually got a good. Don't Mean Nothing is a great. He's actually got a lot of good songs.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't
Yeah,
mean nothing.
he's actually pretty good.
Yeah. Next number 50 is Tall Cool One by Robert Plant. Oh, I'm a tall cool one. I'm a real dumb dude. That's another
What?
song I fuck.
By
I'm
Robert
a wild
Plant.
one.
That sounds
Tall-
like
Really?
today's rap.
Tall Cool One. No, Tall
Tall
Cool
Cool
One
One?
by Robert Plant.
I don't remember that one.
Mm.
That
Check
doesn't
that
stand
out.
out for me.
I mean,
Right.
Robert Plant's Led.
Yeah.
Led Zeppelin's
Led Zeppelin.
singer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Ooh. I know. I get you guys will know this one. The Cover Girls, number 40. Promise Me.
I don't know that one. I know the group, the Cover Girls, but I don't recognize that song.
Is that did they do Show Me Who Really Loves
Yeah, that
Me
was
as
them.
well?
That was them. Yep,
Oh,
yep.
is that them? Okay.
Or,
No, yeah.
because of
Show
you,
me, show
I'm
me.
jumping up and down, spinning round and round because of
Promise
you,
Me.
baby.
Which one was that? Promise
What?
Me. I'm gonna have to find
I
it
don't
now. I'm
remember
sorry.
that
I'm
one.
gonna have to look this one
Promise
up.
me.
Sorry, guys. Give me a second.
So you're gonna have to hear it, huh? See if you
Because
recognize
there's
it.
a couple of them that
But Show Me was them. Yeah, that was definitely them.
Show me who really loves me.
Yep, yep.
Stuck in your mama's
Louder than words.
twat. Or whatever. Let's see. Just real quick. Come on now. Come on.
Are
Official
you trying
Turkey
to-
video. Yeah. Look it up real quick.
Well, we don't hear it. I should make it where you could share your screen so we can hear these songs. Actually, I could share the screen.
They're
Then we'll get
terrible.
flagged.
I don't remember. It's a terrible song though.
Okay.
They weren't that great. I didn't like her voice. It was too I don't know, just kind of whiny. That kind of like I don't know.
Well,
weird
she
sound.
kind of had a little accent. I think it was kind
Yeah.
of like
Okay. Anyway, number 30 is Lita Ford.
oh what?
Kiss me once.
Oh, Kiss Me Deadly?
twice. Yeah, Kiss Me Deadly.
Oh, okay. I remember that. Didn't get laid. I got in a fight. Oh yeah.
And then
It
number
ain't no
29,
big
right under
bang.
that, was Dirty Diana. One of my
Michael
least
Jackson?
favorite Michael Jackson songs. I don't
Yeah,
like
that's
that
a good song. That's a good song.
I don't like that song.
You don't
It
like
says
it?
it says your least favorite.
One of my least favorite. I
That's
just
the
didn't-
least really?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, that's definitely I think my least favorite is probably The Way You Make Me Feel. The way you make me feel. You really turn me on.
Oh, you don't like that one, huh?
No, I'm not feeling that one too big, man.
It's all right. It's all right.
Pretty baby with the
Yeah,
high heels.
when you when you
You know what? It's so
when you
played
think
out. I
when you
think that's
think
part
about
of
it, when you think about it, a person with that much discography is gonna have some crappy songs.
Oh yeah, of
somewhere,
course. They'll
yeah.
have some good ones, and then they'll have some shitty ones too. But Dirty
Yeah.
Diana, I don't know. I like that one. I actually do like that song.
I didn't like that one. Dirty Diana.
That's funny.
No, but number 20 now. So now we're on the 20s. Now
Maybe
we're
maybe
going
you
down.
just need to meet some chick who's dirty and named Diana, and you'd be like, yeah, I like
Maybe.
They're gonna be like, I love it. Ah. Okay, what's
Maybe.
number 20?
Number 20 was My Girl by Suave.
I don't remember that. My Girl?
My Girl.
I
by
don't
Suave.
doesn't stand out for me, but
I don't know. I'm gonna find it.
Suave, huh?
Yep. And then
Okay.
number 19 was one of Whitney Houston's songs, and it's about finding your way home back to the Only Hearts.
Where does love grow or whatever? Hearts go when they find their way home.
back to the only part with the poopy doop on
She was actually very bagel and cream cheese too, you know.
She had
was
some
like-
songs that were awful, like the fucking One Moment in Time.
Give me one moment. in
that's
time.
a funny thing. I played that on a violin for
Hmm.
what is it? Orchestra.
Really?
Oh,
One
boy.
moment in time. Yeah.
Thanks. You could actually play that bitch. That's funny.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shitney Houston.
I mean,
Yeah.
I haven't picked up a violin in like 30 something years, but 35
A-
years maybe.
Actually,
But
what's her
at the
other?
time,
There was, well, she had a few garbage songs too. I like I Have Nothing. Actually, that was probably my one of my favorites of hers.
Hmm.
yeah,
I liked
it's good.
there's a couple of them. And I be with you. I get so emotional.
Ocean,
Oh,
baby.
baby.
Oh yeah, you like that one?
Oh
No,
yeah.
okay,
I like a
okay.
lot of like a couple of those
Pretty
songs.
good
Right
one.
around the 87 album
Or
was
How
pretty
Will I
good.
Know was good. I like that
Yeah,
one. How
I
will I
thought, yeah.
know if you tell you love me?
Then we have our favorite author, our favorite artist at 18. It's our favorite goat sounding artist.
Stevie Nicks?
No, circling the sand round and
Oh,
round.
Belinda Carlisle?
Yes. And
Shit.
you can
Actually,
feel my heart for me.
I wasn't feeling that song. I was
Why
kind
do
of
you
like,
say
eh.
goat sounding?
He's got that singing.
It's goatee sounding. It was goatee.
She's got vibrato, she's got a lot of
Goatee.
vibrato, a lot of very fast,
Oh,
I thought it
noticeable
was Stevie
vibrato.
Nicks because Stevie that was the South Park episode
Yeah.
where Stevie Nicks was a goat or
Yeah,
whatever.
well, she does sound like a goat. Her voice is kind of, I don't know, never mind.
I think she sounds hot, but that's
what
just
it-
me.
Of course
but-
you do.
you probably had some sessions with her, didn't you?
Yeah, I have.
No, but I mean, I've heard that that's like an actual like vocal technique to do the little like vibrato like that, like that.
Yeah, I'm sure it is in some certain people.
Genres, I guess. Certain
Yeah.
genres.
So, and I have a very pronounced vibrato. So I'm not saying it's just she just has like it's almost like her voice is when she sings to me, she goes, "Here that find a way." It's almost like ghosty, like ooh. It's just a vocal style that I don't really like that much.
That's
That's funny.
Next is the Jets, "Make It Real."
Oh, I remember that song.
Real.
Give me
Make it
one more
real.
chance to make it real. Yeah, I remember that song. I remember the
Yeah.
Make It Real by the
Yeah,
Jets.
I don't know that one.
Was that what you said? That was number 10?
That was 17.
Oh, 17. Okay, got you.
16 is "Dreaming," orchestral maneuvers in the dark.
Oh,
What?
oh, what?
I
don't know.
I know you'd know this song if
I heard it.
if you heard it. So I'm gonna try to find it again. So
That's funny. Or I was thinking orchestral. What did you say? Orchestral
Maneuvers in the dark?
Maneuvers in the dark.
Yeah.
When he plays piano in the dark.
Oh, you're thinking of Brenda Russell.
Yeah.
That's
But I
Brenda
was
Russell.
thinking
Orchestral maneuvers
in the dark.
It's
It's a
caught
stupid
up
thing
in
that
the
came into my
middle,
head.
I cried just
That's a great
little
song, by the way.
when I could. Yeah, that actually is a good song.
That's
I like
a
that.
very good song.
What,
Brenda
the piano
Russell.
in the dark?
Yeah, Piano in the Dark by Brenda
Yeah.
Russell.
Yeah.
He holds me close like a thief in the heart. Yep. So orchestral, whatever the fuck it is.
Maneuvers in the dark.
Maneuvers in the yeah.
What kind of maneuvers?
Who knows?
I was only dreaming in your eyes. I was only dreaming. Na, 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 na. It's one of those, mid 80s like
Yeah.
new wave type stuff,
I probably would have if I heard it by my co.
It's like a new wave.
Yeah,
So like
I was
the
only
Cure
dreaming.
or something.
Like,
kinda
right.
that.
It's like the English
I
cats
was
singing
only
it.
dreaming in your eyes. Like, I was
All right.
that
Silent
yeah.
morning.
Yeah,
One of those
that kind of
dudes.
stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Then we got an Aerosmith song at 15.
All right,
one?
let me.
Angel.
Oh,
Oh
Angel.
God, yes, I remember that one. Yes.
Yeah.
Come and take me
All night. Okay.
And then the
Era.
next one, you gotta love this one, guys. Number 14. This time of year, you know who it is. My voice changes.
Rick Astley.
Yeah.
Is it Rick? Oh, what is
one?
it?
Never gonna
Is
give
it? No,
it
okay. It's probably that was later, huh? Was it Never Let You Go?
No.
Huh.
With you.
With
Together
you.
forever and ever.
Yeah,
we part. We
Oh,
together
God.
forever with
you.
you.
People thought he was black. I knew he wasn't black.
And here's the thing, though. There's a couple of songs of his that are great, actually. Never Let You Go is actually a decent song. Strong. And also
Never
for
Gonna
Help.
Give You Up is actually all right too.
Yeah,
I actually kind of dig that
yeah.
one a little.
Cry for Help's a great song.
Cry for Help's
All
another
that
good
you
one.
need
That's
to
actually a really good
cry
one.
for. Yeah, very good song.
Yeah. That one's pretty good.
So like actually,
So
really
what were
good.
you saying about him being what?
Well,
what were
people
you
thought
saying?
he was black, and I'm like,
He wasn't.
I never thought he was black. Like I never really, got that from him.
Yeah, it's so funny. I saw this thing where it was talking about people that if you didn't see them, you would think that they were black, and
Right.
it was a couple of them where I was like, oh,
Well,
I
Lisa
I thought he
Stansfield, I
was.
thought she was black. The one being around the world and I
Yeah.
can't
I think
find
that
my.
was actually one. I think that was actually one of them.
She's white.
That
She's
yeah,
white. And I was like
yeah.
tripping off. I was like, oh shit, I thought she was black by the
Like
way she
yeah,
sounded.
people that's what they were saying. People that sound black are basically like you would think that they were black, but they're really white.
Right, exactly.
And
Mick
I
Jagger
think
was
another
another one. I thought Mick Jagger was black for a long time,
really,
and
and
I'm
then
like, this
That's a
and
great
then
comp.
and then what's it called? The guy who does Return of the Mac. A lot of people thought he was black
I thought he
for a
was.
while.
I thought he was black for the longest time.
You
Mark
lied
Anthony.
to me. He's not
Yeah,
black.
Never. He's a
No.
white guy.
he's a white guy from like Britain. He's
Oh,
he's
shit.
a English.
Let
He's
me
a United
go. That's a
Kingdom
great
guy.
song.
You know what?
That I'll be back.
There's
You
a
lied
dude.
to
There's a
me.
dude on my Facebook friends list. He goes by Note to Chevy Rider, and he used to do this thing he called it White Nigga Wednesdays. And
Okay.
where he posted a song where like what was that other guy, Bobby Caldwell? What you won't do for love.
Oh
You
yeah, that's the
tried
one. Yeah, that's
everything.
another one too.
Yeah, yep. And he
Yep.
used to post, so he'd post all these white dudes that had like were very soulful, like on
Yes.
Wednesdays. That was his thing.
That's
White Nigga
funny,
Wednesdays.
man. That is
All right.
hilarious.
So going from that bland, probably one of the worst his songs, then another song that got old really quickly. Natalie Cole, Pink Cadillac.
Oh God, in a pink Cadillac driving down the
street.
The freeway, the
that
freeway
shit was
song.
whack. I
No,
thought that
that's
came out
Freeway
in
of Love.
'87.
That's a good song.
Huh?
Pink
Freeway
Cadillac.
of Love, or which one?
No, Pink Cadillac, plush leather seats.
Shit was whack.
Oh,
I
okay.
liked Jumpstart My Heart. That was dope. Get my feet
That wasn't
up off
Natalie
the
Cole.
ground.
That was
Natalie Cole. Yeah, it was.
No, that was
Jumpstart My Heart.
No, that was what's her name? Patti LaBelle.
No, that's Natalie Cole, dude. Look it up, man. Look it up right now.
We're gonna look up right now.
I swear to God, that was Natalie Cole, homie.
Yep.
That was Natalie Cole.
Start
Jumpstart
my heart.
My Heart.
Fall of 1987.
Yep. That was not Patti LaBelle, trust me. Patti LaBelle did New Attitude, other shit.
You're right.
He said-
Okay, Natalie Cole.
Look at
Oh.
you. You see?
No,
Don't
wait,
ever
so
challenge
it
me when it comes to 80s
Wait,
fucking music,
dude,
man.
you don't remember what happened. You barely remember what happened last week. So you
Yeah, but I remember the songs from back then.
Good
He
job.
has-
Good win.
He
Hey,
has Alzheimer's. He remembers.
that's
he
why we-
remembers stuff from the
Yeah.
from the way back when.
Yeah,
but
way
he don't
back in the
remember-
past, but
You don't remember nothing he did yesterday.
when something that came yesterday,
that
yeah, I
song's
was
a
like,
great song. Jumpstart My Heart. Yeah.
yeah, that was Natalie Cole, man. Yeah, hell
I thought
yeah.
that was Patti LaBelle. But anyway, she's got that probably because that calm me down. Anyway, next song, number 12 is another song that's fucking got old quickly. Ricky that monkey see and monkey do do boo boo.
What?
Rolling down the buffalo chain.
Oh God, Terrence Trent D'Arby.
Boo doo boo boo
Oh,
boo
barf, dude.
Wishing well the kiss and tell.
A kissing well full of crocodile shit. That's
That
what I
was-
thought he said for the longest time.
That
It
was
actually
one of those. That was one of those dudes who you could tell by the song without even seeing him that he thought his shit was like badass. And if you saw him, he wore this like he had this like look. He had the dreads in the late '80s. He had like this this hat on, and he's like, "I'm Terrence Trent D'Arby." He had like 2 hits.
So he
that
thought
and
he was
something else.
good. He was like the shit. Like,
Oh, yeah.
man, you wait to get a load of me. I'm dope.
Wishing well the kiss and tell. God, that song was fucking amazing.
Oh, wishing
in
well
a
full of
buffalo
crocodile shit.
Oh, and it's
That's-
crocodile tears. or
I know, but
whatever.
I always thought it said crocodile,
Crocodile
shit for the
shit.
longest time.
Oh,
yeah,
and
Crocodile Tears was the radio edit version. It actually does say. No, just kidding.
Nah, it sounded like crocodile shit, but I listened to it and I'm like, oh, he does say. What's
That's-
number 11?
Speaking of a song you mentioned before, because that song was out at that same time, was "Piano in the Dark," which is Brenda
Brenda
Russell
Russell.
featuring Joe Esposito. And
Nice.
that song reminds me of the PepCon blowing up because that was right around that time in Vegas.
It was. That's right.
Yeah.
Pepco.
I
Oh
remember I was
shit.
home that day and that song was on, and then it's the song
Oh,
went
wow.
off the air because it hit the explosion was so powerful that it knocked the radio off the air for a couple of seconds.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
damn.
And I'm like, oh, what's that? And I heard it through my window went. That
I was
all the way
at
across
school,
town.
man. I
Yeah.
thought it was thunder. I was
Wow.
like, "Whoa, shit! Is there a storm? What the fuck?" I was in the
Yeah.
cafeteria eating lunch, and I heard this. You know, it rattled the roof.
Wow.
And then basically
Anyway,
that was
PepCon was that's a Vegas thing, Louie. You wouldn't understand.
I don't know that.
It was a marshmallow plant exploded next to a rocket plant,
Oh.
and like marshmallow like melted on people's faces and shit. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was wild.
It blew
Windows
out
were getting
windows all
blown
over.
out.
Yeah,
It
it
was
like killed
crazy
like 3
shit.
people. It was a big deal in Vegas.
Holy crap.
It was a big
Wow.
deal. Look up PepCon explosion if you want more information on
Yeah,
that.
PepCon in
yeah,
Henderson,
I'll check
Nevada
it
is
out.
what it was. It was in
I'll check it
Henderson.
It was
out.
like the May 5th or something like that. It was early May.
That's right. It wasn't me.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's when
Of
that song was
of
out.
1988, right?
1988, man. Was
in the
yep.
dark.
I was in junior high. I
In
was
the
in seventh
dark.
grade.
See,
Boom.
the thing about that song though, man, and songs like that is you'd never hear shit like that today, like as in the top
Hell
10.
no.
That song was a deep song. It was a really, really well played song. Just very good song.
Right. Yeah, and it's not would never be
Yeah.
a pop song today.
Just
never.
a little more cry. Anyway,
Uh,
another great song, which is great R&B, was because I just want to let you know, Max, that I only think of you. Woo!
on
On
two occasions. Wait, that
that's
wasn't out
day
then. Was
and night.
that was
Yeah.
87? Was that then?
I won't go for bro. The deal, 2 occasions.
deal.
Gotta be. It's
That
gotta
was
be.
1987, dude.
No, maybe it came out then, but it was on the chart, and it's 13
It was
weeks in.
It was damn. So in 1988, May of 88, it was still popping like that.
No, it was 13.
It was even more popping apparently.
Well,
it went up
I
the
remember
charts,
that's-
maybe.
it was weeks on the chart was 13 weeks, which is 13 weeks is 4 months.
Mhm.
So
Damn.
it may have come out and
Because I remember that song from 1987, dude. That's where I associate. Summer of '87 is where I associate
but
that.
maybe that's because you heard it on using on the bus, the KCEP bus or whatever. Or...
I used to hear it on well, back then it was a Y97.
Let's find out. Let's
Remember
see.
the days of
occasions.
Y97 before they were Power 97?
Hold
I
on,
used to hear it then because they used to play a lot of, like R&B and hip hop and shit on that station. Let's see. Damn, we're getting in the weeds now for the. I'm sure if anyone's listened this
Who
long,
gives a shit?
if anyone's listened this long, this is going to be great.
It's only
You
been
know,
2 hours. We've been
Hey.
doing that.
hey, you know what? Much love, but I want to extend. If you've stayed on for this long and listened to us and hear our crazy shit and our old reminiscing.
Now the album came out, Eyes of a Stranger, 1987. The ballad was released as the album's second single in December of 1987.
December? I
Yeah.
thought I remember it in the
It is
summer.
the
of
only
87.
song on the album that features Babyface on lead vocals.
Oh.
And there you go. The 2 occasions. That was their big hit.
Dude, I swear that came out in summer of '87, but back in
So
totally wrong.
I go
this
for
this group
broke.
this group has an album called The Eyes of a Stranger.
Mhm.
Yep. And
So
Babyface,
there's a group called Queensryche. It's a
they're a
It's a
heavy
rock-
metal group. Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
rock, heavy metal group. They have I think their album is no. But one of their songs is called Eyes of a Stranger. I was like, wow, that's weird. And I
Interesting.
think it may have came out around the same time. That's crazy.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, it's like the Lynch Mob versus the Lynch Mob. there was a heavy metal group called the Lynch Mob, but Ice Cube's group was
Really?
also called the Lynch Mob. The Lynch Mob.
That is hilarious.
Yeah. So there is a metal group out there called the Lynch Mob. The
And then
Lynch Mob.
We have our next song, which is number 9 on the top 10, and that's a Daryl Hall and John Oates song.
Oh shit.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Yeah, they were still rolling back in '88, man. They were still popping out the hits, and they
were.
I want to know everything your heart desires.
Oh damn, that was '88. That's a great song.
Yeah, see,
I love that song. That song was.
Everyone associates them with the early 80s, but they had a few hits in the late 80s too.
No, they did. They did, and even in the '90s, yet they had "So Close" back in '91. Remember? So close, but so far away.
It's funny because I think all their hits came from like between 80 and 85. It just makes me think of they don't make me think of
Yeah.
anything past 85.
Because your kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was but you know what? They were rolling, like I said, through the early 90s at least.
And then number 8. Wait. White Lion.
Oh,
White
I
Lie.
remember them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeez.
Are they the same ones that did When the Children Cry?
I think
Children
so.
Cry?
When the children
Children cry.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I think so. There's a place I got to do the work.
I mean, the way that you're enunciating things, when the children cry.
That's how
how
they
it sounds.
sounded.
When
They
the
sounded like that.
children
Cry.
You can
Let them
leave it all
know
behind.
it's all right.
Yeah.
That's funny, man.
Number 7 is I can see you're finally waiting because it's all over you.
Oh God,
Electric
electric
Blue.
guys. Okay.
Electric Blue.
Our electric some shit.
I can see.
Who was that group?
That is so
Icons.
weird that I don't know half of these songs.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Well, you weren't a pop motherfucker, so I guess you were.
I guess, but like
You're too gangster for the radio.
You hear
Back
these,
then,
but you
yeah.
hear these songs on the radio, and you would hear them. Like it's just kind of like part of the psyche. Sometimes you would think I would know some of these, but
They would have stuck out for you or something.
You know, Max, I just want to let you know that I don't want to live without you. Live
by
without your
Foreigner?
love. That's number 6.
I don't want to live without you. Foreigner, huh?
Yeah, live without your love.
That's probably another one Louie doesn't know. That is a Foreigner
No,
song.
I mean I'm a Foreigner fan. I mean I know how to play the I've been waiting song.
You know what, man? I might have you replay that for me too. I might want to spit over that, dude. I've been wanting to rap over that beat actually.
You'll know this one, Louie. I know you'll know this one because yes, it's true. I'm in love with you because naughty girls need love.
Oh,
too.
Yep, you got to know that one, right?
You got to
know
know
it.
You don't
Samantha
know
Fox?
Samantha Fox is Samantha Fox.
You don't remember her?
Nope.
Holy
no
shit. Man, this is depressing, dude.
You must not have listened to the radio at all,
I
man.
thought I knew you, man.
Yeah, I thought I knew you too, man. Damn.
What the fuck is this, dude? This is what happened, dude.
Naughty girls need love too. Yeah.
Oh, and I got the number 4 is one of the worst songs ever. One of the worst bands ever, or at least one of the worst. You were always on my mind.
Oh God, the Pet Shop Boys.
Yes, fucking.
They did that's right.
They
did a version of that song.
I hate those guys. They sound like shit. His voice is awful.
I think I know that
like
song.
by them is what did I do to deserve?
Yeah, it's a remake of of an Elvis song. You were old.
Actually, it's a Willie Nelson song.
Willie Nelson. You're always on my mind. But
this one's that's right.
You were always on. It's terrible. It's fucking terrible.
It's bad. And it's got this dance beat to it. It's kind of like
terrible. They're terrible. They're terrible. Man.
Yeah, I heard the Willie Nelson version. That's what it was.
Yeah. That's genuine at least.
The best song that they did was "What Did I?"
Even that's not that good.
Deserve this?
Even that's that good. No,
I like that one.
Since you've been away, and fucking your sister, whatever. Anyway. Number 3. This is a good one. This is actually a great song. Johnny Hates Jazz.
Shattered Dreams.
Shattered Dreams.
Oh, I love that song.
Shattered Dreams.
Oh yeah, I know that one. See,
run away,
run away till I fall apart. Yeah, that was dope.
And I don't know what they're saying there.
That's a neon grand, or whatever the fuck they say.
Yeah. Oh, they said you didn't want me to, or something like that.
I know that one.
Giving me nothing but
shattered dreams. Shattered dreams. Feel like I could run away from this empty heart. That's what he says. From this empty heart. Yeah, from this empty heart. That's what he says.
And then,
all I hear is and I'm like, what is that?
And then you hear the keyboards.
Yep.
All right, number 2 is a George Michael song. It's one of his annoying slow ones.
Oh God. Let me guess.
One more try.
One more try.
You can give me one more try.
I think. Let's see. Oh, I think I know the one you're talking about. It
Yeah.
kind of put me in mind of Sinead O'Connor's song.
Yeah,
it has
it's
the
very
same
slow. Yeah, very slow.
same beat. Okay, yeah, I
At
know.
least
what
it
you're
isn't.
talking
At least it isn't. One more try with my heart.
about.
Yeah, that's what I was
Na,
saying.
na,
That's
na,
not
what
that one.
that's where my
It's not
mind
that
went to
one,
at
which
first.
is
that was a Stevie B, wasn't it?
No,
Wasn't that
Timmy T.
Oh, Timmy T.
Timmy
That's right. It was
T.
Timmy T. God
Stevie
damn.
B,
They
Both
were
them
both the
niggas.
same. They were
They
both
had
the
the same
same.
sound.
Oral B,
Yeah.
Mr.
Oral B, the
Yeah,
toothbrush.
Mr. T. No, just
Yeah.
kidding.
Mr. T. One more time.
Oh,
I'll be the
nah.
fool who fucks with me.
And the
All right,
long,
number one. What do we got, man? What are we at
it's
here?
one
Let's
of
see.
my another band and singer who I never liked. It's the Gloria Estefan and the Miami Sound Machine. Number one with
Oh.
Anything for You.
Anything for you, even though you're not here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was a garbage ass song.
Anything for you.
And that was number
Uh,
one, huh? Wow.
That song.
That was number one.
I don't want to. That one.
Yep, that's the
Oh
one.
God,
That's the one.
Fucking Jesus Christ.
And I
Anything
see,
for
and I
you.
I knew about the Miami Sound Machine and her, but oh, I know that song. Yes, 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 yes.
It was all over the radio, dude. Regardless of where you went, that shit was
I
everywhere. It
was
was.
never a
No,
big fan of hers.
well,
One, two,
I was
three,
gonna
four.
say,
Suck my penis.
Oh, that
eat
was
my
another one.
asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, ding,
5,
ding.
6,
Good one.
7, 8. Yep.
That's a good one. That's all right.
You like that one? That was garbage to me too.
It's all
10,
right.
11.
It's
Come
all
on,
right.
baby, eat my pussy.
Or come on, baby, shake that body. Or what is it? Conga. Come on, baby,
on,
shake your body.
That's
Do
an
that
awful song,
conga.
dude.
I know you can't control yourself any longer.
That's a terrible song.
Yeah,
It's not bad.
that was
It's
the
not
first
bad.
song too.
It's terrible, dude. That shit's
that-
fucking awful, dude.
It's
That was
not
a
bad.
garbage ass song, dude.
That's straight up. That's
And
straight
what's
up.
the and what's the
when your mom's in.
but you had to okay. So this is how I think of it. Maybe it's not the greatest song in the world, but it tried to break ground by trying to put like salsa music into pop music. And you got to give her that.
But what about a
You gotta
homeboy
give,
that
give her that.
there
Come
was a lot
on.
of no, but there was
At
other people
least.
doing that before
I
her.
can break wind and make it seem like it's monumental, but no.
Right, that's monumental. I farted on a record. God damn it.
Nah.
Well, it's like
No,
that other
no,
guy.
it's
that,
not. It's just they played, like I said, it was everywhere. And you know, when you're a kid, see, that's the thing about songs when you're a kid is you hated them not because you hated them, because you had to get through them, and it took forever because you're a kid. And
Yeah.
second of all, especially when you were like waiting to tape a certain song or tape certain
Oh
songs.
heck yeah.
And,
And
you're
that
like,
shit-
and that's one of those songs you just hate, and it's like, God damn. And plus they play that extended fucking wow. Yeah, it fucking
That's
goes
right.
on for like 8 hours. You're like, no, they
That's-
extended.
That's right. They did have
That's
that.
funny.
Fucking, and you're like a kid,
So
like
they had, like,
10 years
had, like,
old, you know.
They
And
had
you're
like
like, God
African
damn it,
stuff
take
in
this
there
song
or
off.
something.
Yeah,
Put
it
something new on.
was the same as that fucking NXX song. NXX alleviate, love your mate. If you hear that song, you're like, I'm not taping nothing for 8 minutes. I'm gonna go take a shit.
That's funny.
Actually, you know what I
That's
used
funny.
to do? I used to put a tape in and just let it record and then go back through it. And then the ones I wanted, I would dub, onto a cassette. Onto
Some of
another
us
cassette.
didn't have a double cassette player. We didn't have that kind
Yeah,
of
we
money.
didn't have
I'm
that kind of
sure
money.
y'all had
We
your
had
little.
no, we had this thing,
No.
little small cassette player about the size of your arm or hand,
Damn.
and then you pop it in there.
We didn't
No.
have a father like
Oh,
yeah.
look at you
yes,
niggas.
Yeah, matter
Hey,
of
that's how I
fact,
made most of my raps too, man.
Guys-
I use a double cassette. I record the beat and then rap over it.
From
You know what I'm saying?
now on, I think we need to stop. I don't want you to talk about this subject any longer. No father stuff. No
Damn.
talking
Oh,
about.
God, yeah. I
In
understand.
fact, I think we're at number one, but I think let's go around the circle and express our feelings before we wrap up. Let's wrap up with our what are we grateful for? Does anybody
What are
have
we
anything
grateful
to
for?
talk about first? Are we done or what? Are we
Great.
Yeah,
What
I
are we
believe we
grateful
are.
for? Nah,
I
what are we
believe we
grateful
are.
for? What are we grateful
We're gonna do this.
for?
Okay, so let's go around. Let's start with Maxwell. What are you grateful for, Matt?
Oh, of course, you had
What
to
did you
pull
learn
me
from-
up.
What did you
Oh.
learn from this experience?
What I learned, you know what? Actually, I got some very helpful hints about how to deal with this annoying motherfucker who I really don't like very much, and
Yeah.
so I can kind of tell him, hey, man,
All right.
I don't feel like really hanging out, man. I'm sorry,
Okay.
I'm just not down for it today.
All right.
For whatever reason,
All right, Luis. I'm going to say a name like that because I want to respect your culture. I'm going to respect your culture, Luis.
cultural, yeah.
I'm not going to say Luis. I'm going to go Luis because I want to respect your culture.
Luis, that's his name.
Should I roll the L?
Louie snubby dad.
Nobody rolls the L. You knucklehead.
What do you mean?
Nobody rolls an L. They roll an R, but not an L.
Luis?
You dumbass. What a dumbass.
Well, I'm glad you're
Luis.
expressing. I'm glad you're
Don't
expressing
bring
your
me
feelings.
down.
You want me-
Bruce.
You want me to roll
Luis.
the L?
So
Well, you could double the L and make it Uis.
now tell us. Now don't be culturally offensive, Maxwell. Now tell us what you feel. What did you learn from our experience?
This from the man who says don't roll the L. All right. Anyway, let him sell it.
No,
All right. Sorry.
I'm grateful that I have a group of friends that I would call friends that I could while away the hours with for a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Awesome. That's
And then
great,
if
yeah.
you came to town, we'd actually hang out with you and like, certain niggas that we want to
Yeah.
diss. Okay. Got you.
Yeah, that's true. All
right,
Well,
now
at least I know. At least I know that wherever I go, you won't say no.
Exactly.
All right. Cruise control. What's your shit?
I'm grateful for the experience that we had the whole day, and just being able to talk shit about people that hopefully won't listen to this.
Fuck them if they do. Well,
Yep.
they do.
Too bad. That's
Too bad.
destiny.
You're a dumbass. Jumped into it. You listened to it. Well,
Yep,
you know
and
what?
Yep.
Hey, man, I'm sorry I had to do it on a podcast and not. It's kind of like Jim Croce said. I had to say I love you in a song. I had to say fuck you in a podcast.
Well, it's not only that, but it's also I'm also grateful for the opportunity to just be
all
with
right.
you
Don't get
guys.
gay on us now. God damn it.
Oh Lord! Don't get sissified on us now.
Don't
anyways.
get gay.
I'm not getting gay. What do you mean by that? Listen, let me talk to my. Hold on, let me ask my girlfriend's boyfriend. Hey. Never mind. Anyways,
Tell him to pull his cock out of your ass first.
So from now on, I'm gonna call you. Well, I guess I can't do that because we can't reveal actual names. Never mind.
Well, it
Never
depends.
mind.
Depends on who you are. Anyway,
me.
bitches,
Yeah.
on that fucking note,
on that note, it's been the Nothing Sacred show for whatever day it is.
is the April 24th. It's April, Jesus. I sound like you now. It's May 24th. My bad. May 24th. It's like, hey, listen, I've been drinking, so fuck you.
Yeah.
So it's May 24th, 2025.
He messed up the whole month.
All right. Stop making me laugh. I got to piss.
Again.
Again.
Really? We can't let you piss. No. Anyways, that's
No, don't say no. Don't say no now.
Who are you?
I'm Cruise Control.
I'm Maxwell Silverhammer.
I'm Louie Loke.
And
That's the
story
there. There. That's what you roll the R, motherfucker.
Cultural appropriation.
Peace out, y'all.
We are nothing sacred. We are nothing sacred. We are nothing sacred. With Maxwell Silverhammer. We are nothing sacred. With Cruise Control. We are nothing sacred.